Hello.
Hello.
Sorry for a delay. I had turned down the audio or the microphone on a recording software thinking that that was just in that recording software and I didn't want the mic picked up. And apparently that's my actual mic. So it turned it down and I didn't know that. So I'm like, why isn't my mic picking up? I figured it out. Then I had to figure out what the levels were again. And
It's good now.
what were the other one? What else did I have to do with it? Oh, and then I had to figure out how to disable the audio on that software otherwise. So I'm sorry, Edward, since you weren't here, Red got first comment. Yeah, see, you figured that out. I'm sorry. Well, Sir Edward was probably the first one here. He just wasn't the first one to see it pop up. So,
Derp derp. Right off.
actually, I didn't even double check some of my other quality stuff. I'm just like, hey, it's good to go. I did want to ask the question, and I guess we're basically all ready here. Make sure that all works. Okay. Soup. I don't know if Jules is here, but we actually had soup.
Yes.
There, we get more mic. Actually, dark. Let's see if I can turn you up a bit. I think it's this button. That's a bit better. Okay.
I'm bright now.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It's whatever. Anytime is afternoon if you go far enough down the clock. So, no, I was going to ask a question. So, currently for the streams, I changed some stuff so that anytime I'm doing gaming, it's at 720/60, and when we're doing SFM, it's 1080/30, 30 FPS. Would people prefer the lower resolution with the higher frame rate for SFM, or is 1080/30 fine? To me, it's basically fine. For a lot of the stuff that's played there, it really isn't going to be playing at a high frame rate anyway. And then you get the higher, like, native pixel density, whatever. The reason I'm do it that way is because there's no way for Twitch to keep up on 1080/60. It's just, with the current bit rates, it would just bottleneck itself, and then the quality is just crap. So it's better to do 1080/30. Actually, I asked this question, but like, I can just run a poll. I don't know why. Because I'm curious on that stuff, because I want to make sure that things are the way that you guys would prefer it to be. We're going to do a poll. Okay, new poll. FPX, we're just making up standards here.
Okay. Can you put in a third option?
No, because then everybody's going to pick it.
No. Would you spend money on a 1080, 720, or a derpy plushie at the same price?
But these aren't a price. And I want actual
derpy plushie.
I want actual responses. Yeah. I don't want everybody picking derpy.
They wouldn't. You'd just be people who didn't care would pick derpy.
Kind of context. Okay, I'm curious on that. Quality before quantity. That's my recommendation. Yeah, well, I just know it runs way better. I used to do 1080/60 before because I had no choice if I wanted to have the streams recorded for use afterwards. That's what I had to do. But now the recording and the streaming are separate, so I can freely change the resolution. I run it at 1080 on my monitor just because it makes everything bigger and easier to read from your end. Well, even though I have a 2K monitor, I always drop it down. But from that perspective, it's just about, do you want frame rate with lower resolution or not? I think doing native resolution works better because we're reading stuff. It's just easier to read. And SFM isn't even that big, I think, for bitrate because half this interface isn't even moving. So it saves it on bitrate, which means the quality is just overall higher anyway. Hello, Jurassic. Derpy would get all the votes. Mike knows this. I know he does, but I don't want that. All right, yeah, it's drastically winning on the 1080 30 FPS. That's what I was thinking. Gaming, I'm still very much 720 60 FPS. I will always do that for gaming because that just high frame rate is essential, and I run it at 140, so I'm even smoother. Okay, we don't want Apple.
He said we don't want Apple. We want Apple.
So, I've been kind of working on some other side things, needing to get done lately, so I haven't touched this one. I just selected the Jesus poem there. Yeah, we were working on that one last time, but I think what I want to start doing is start cleaning these up. Hello, Caleb. Chicken would win. Chicken would win everything. Well, we could do another poll. It's about chicken. Now it shows on the followed channels that you are now online just now, even though you were online 10 minutes ago. Yeah, some of this stuff is behind. That's why I do like some of the announcements on Discord and YouTube and stuff, just because the see, he likes chicken.
Candy. Would you like some candy?
No,
The Jolly Rancher.
no, that's egg yolk.
It's with chickens.
Is it grape egg yolk?
Chickens, they lay Jolly Rancher. I think it's
chicken. Oh no, there's blue raspberry and there is a grape.
We'll take the grape.
I don't want. I'm drinking. It's yours.
You know what? This is what happens.
And also, it's a male chicken. It's a rooster.
What? Well, somebody should tell him that.
Hello, Jules. Hello, Sapphire. That's a lot of hearts. Thank you very much.
You can hear my headset, can't you? It's pretty loud.
Oh. No. Hello. So yeah, I want to do some of the cleanup stuff. So cleanup being getting these ready for final. In this case, I could actually start. I don't think this one would be all that difficult to finalize. I think if I take this camera, I'm going to put the aperture up a little bit. Where is the focal distance? It is on the face. I want to put it up enough to where the tractor's in decent focus. Well, the background is as blurred as possible. I think if that's going to be anywhere, it's going to be about there because it's still a good amount of focus. And I'll play with lighting to make it stand out. But I am mainly curious about this. How much clipping is he doing? Oh wow, he is doing a lot of clipping there.
He's a heavy horse. He just kind of sinks in.
Let me see if I can just cheat this. We're just gonna go. Oh nope, he's anchored. We're just gonna make him a little bit more shoulder heavy.
He does have that yoke.
It's just I noticed that the.
Why is the echo? Is it my headset?
No. No, that's weird though.
Your music's not going.
No.
It's just this computer.
Oh no, so yeah, so it wouldn't be. So what is causing the echo? Let me try.
He has a very weird audio setup. Very elaborate.
Okay, well, we don't need to worry about audio anyway. So I'm just gonna mute it.
Well, at least I can still listen to the music.
I think it's kind of funny. She's like,
What? That is the weirdest audio thing going on. That's not even like an echo. That's like she's screaming into a cave.
I thought maybe did I duplicate something? Something's weird, but it doesn't matter because I don't need audio with this.
Sucked into the phantom zone.
But so, yeah, okay, he's kind of fine actually. His hooves are moving ever so slightly right here. I do not want that. His hooves should not be moving at all.
You must have your audio input looping into your stream computer twice or something.
No. And actually, I don't know. Is everybody else hear it echoing, or is it just me?
Could just be us.
Oh no! Spike said echo, so yeah, it is coming through there. Have it set up so that it's not supposed to loop it, because that was an issue originally, because I'm hearing what that computer does, but it's also hearing it as well. So I had to make sure to set it up. There was a stop point.
I'm sure if you went through your audio setup, which will never happen, I would.
What program did you use for this? This is Source Filmmaker. No, I'm echoing. Source Filmmaker. It hasn't been updated in a while, but soon maybe. But it's a free program for doing animation stuff. Been using it for quite a while. We're actually going to start adding some grass and filling out this shot a little bit. I'm kind of curious on this one because I think this one especially too, because there's a lot of visual stuff. How far back does this go? Oh, not that bad. I probably have to worry about like till there, and then I can ignore the rest. Just put some trees down. Unless I really wanted to fill it out, but I really don't want to fill it out.
Is it evil of me when somebody asks what program are you using that I want you to answer them MS Paint 2.0?
Because everybody would believe you. Yeah.
I believe me.
I'm using the Grubhub app.
Hey man, Grubhub has a lot of really crazy stuff on it.
The grass does not have 3S.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of GitHub.
Okay, we gotta put the grass over here. I want to see how this grass works for up close. Because this is very, very close. I'll put this on Grubhub advert.
I don't use it. I'm not a fan.
I do not use those type of apps for anything. Well, yeah, I was thinking about putting this like some dirt, but I want to see how this works for just doing some kind of grass. I'm going to turn off the lights so I get a good idea of what it looks like out. I think this should actually work. It looks like she hasn't mowed, but that's fine. She kicks trees. She doesn't cut the grass. In Equestria, the grass has rights. Cows don't, but the grass does.
Apparently, they have to live in the barn.
Actually, this CB.
Grubhub in Equestria would essentially be some random person showing up to Applejack's farm saying they're going to deliver her apples for a cut, and that she really doesn't have a choice in the matter if she wants to compete.
That sounds like the mafia.
That's Grubhub.
It's okay, yeah, I guess that is kind of their business model. That and Uber Eats and all other places. So we back to Grass Patch JPEG. Kind of. So I'm with this shot. There's testing I want to do because this is all the other ones. There's filling in shots while it's moving. This is much further up close. So this is I'm gonna put a couple down, and it's gonna be some testing. So it's gonna be if I put just around up close to where their legs are, and then I play with the lighting. Does it look good, or does it look like shite? That is what I want to test. I just want to get some interaction with them because how these are lit is based on how the models also take that light. So I want to make sure that some of these are interacting with the models.
Wouldn't it be awesome if humans just ate grass like horses?
We'd have 4 stomachs. We would be like twice as
Horses
numerous.
don't have 4 stomachs.
Do they eat grass?
Horses do eat grass, yes.
Just the regular old grass.
Wow.
Well, yeah, but how big are their stomachs?
And
They have to eat constantly all day because of the amount of calories they get from it.
But you could like I'm hungry and I need to mow the lawn, and then you just bam, you can do both.
But if you could do that, our society would be built around it, and therefore it would our lawns would probably not even be the same anymore.
No, we would have to like chase people away because they'd be like, "Hey, that's my lawn you're eating. Get off, that's my supper."
But it wouldn't be. I don't think we would consider them lawns anymore. We would probably our whole society would be different. You can't just say that one change in things would only change at that point.
About. We just heat our lawns.
But yeah, we have lawns.
Yeah.
But if history, throughout all of history, if we were able to eat lawn or eat grass, do you think that we'd still have evolved the exact same way?
I mean, we eat we just plant the things we eat. We still do that. We just don't eat the grass because it's not tasty. Unless you like dandelions. You can't make dandelion greens.
Okay, I just want to fill it a little bit over there, and then that should be about the grass that I'll have to worry about for testing. Right there. And then a little bit up in apple bloom. Hello, Blur. I'm serious. What do you do? The lighting. What do I do?
When do you do it?
When do you do the lighting? Normally I want to have a lot of the details in the background figured out first, because lighting is going to interact with everything. It touches everything. So I don't want to touch any of that lighting until I know what it is that lighting is going to be interacting with. In this case, there is some of the lighting effects that are going to change how I might go about putting these models in. And so I want to test that. So that's what we are going to do right now. So I turned off the lights because otherwise you get these like black bits with it, and I don't want that. But let's check this with lights.
That's a good idea, Sir Edward. Be the first to change all the world by eating your lawn.
You just gotta invent like a drug that does it or something.
A drug that lets you eat your lawn?
Yeah.
You need a drug for it. Just go out there and start chomping.
I don't think you would be able to survive off that. Your stomach doesn't know how to process grass properly. You would just have have you ever heard of like the cows that just like have the big old thing of grass and they just have to like throw it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you do that, but they are built to do it and you aren't, so it'd be worse.
But horses don't do that. They eat grass. The cows aren't the only animals that eats grass. In my dreams.
You're not a horse, so you can't say, well, because a horse can eat it, I can. Horses also run on all fours and have other people ride on their backs.
So do, like, middle-aged men with kids. What's your point? Just flying apple. It kind of reminds me of that ad for, what was it, that saddle for dads? That came out a few years back.
I remember something with that.
It's awful. Immediate back problems for yourself buying that thing.
So this is, so these shots right here, I already have the lighting kind of figured out for. These, I'm not having to do many. I'm just adding a bit because these were actually pretty dark. These ones, on the other hand, are actually already pretty lit. So I want to add lighting not for the purpose of like, not for the purpose of having needing the light, but to add dynamic to the light. Because right now it's just all the light's coming from one direction, or every direction evenly, and I want to have it come from just one centralized kind of direction. So, and I have to worry about so all the shots after this, whatever I set this up for, all the shots after that have to have the light coming from the same direction within this same shot. So, I need to make sure that. So if I put it from this direction, I think I can get away with it. I think for the most part, I don't like this background because it just says dark. I might change this. Let's actually just do that right now. I want to make this like a blue sky because here I have like a sunset, but I want a blue sky. A blue sky I can actually work with better. So we're going to, I want a sky card. I think it's this one. Yes, Nares. Okay, the sky is sideways. Sky is fixed. And I think I'm gonna try to guess this.
Ooh.
Thank you. Base texture. We're gonna do sky blue. The sky 1 blue. Is it just sky blue? It is not. Damn.
You're gonna have to go looking.
Mouse battery low. Oh, which actually is literally a choice of mouse. Oh, yeah, it's a G602. It works for what I need it for.
Logitech.
Oh yeah, what one on that?
I think
By-
I have
by
a
far.
wired
Okay.
mouse because I don't like dealing with batteries.
You can do a mix hybrid, so it does wired if you have it plugged in and wireless if you don't.
But why? For the indecisive mouse user.
Yeah, because I like being able to pick it up and put it elsewhere. Like if I have it playing on the TV, I can pick up the mouse and walk it to the counter.
I like to take it to work with me.
That's weird. But if you want to, I mean,
Like, me and my mouse are gonna go on a magical journey together. And you go to move, but it's a wild mouse. You're like, no!
no, I used to always, when we had our TV in the other room at the last apartment, I would bring it into the other room so I could use a mouse on the TV. So there's uses in it.
Yeah, there is uses. I just, when you're like right next to a PC,
It's fine, because otherwise I have a cable running all the way and flat around. Mm-hmm. I don't want that.
well,
Sky's lost texture, the world is ending. Yes. No. We will fix it.
that's what the end of the world will look like, is a missing texture. That's how we know we're not in the Matrix. I've yet to come across anything that has that, like, purple and black checker pattern. You should put that in a frame somewhere. Just the purple and black texture.
There we go. Okay, so this is the standard, like, blue sky, but this is not the kind of blue sky I'm looking for. That's
Mr. Blue Sky.
No. I think this is for when I did the
The Liar one? Or?
no, when I did this one.
I need to read that sometime.
This one. So the actual sky here, to get that angle of clouds behind there, or to get to make it
That's a
look,
good shot.
when I did, to make it look fish-eyed, I built the whole thing to be fish-eyed, including bending the skybox to give that effect.
I see this and I love it so much, and I want more. I'm kind of
See.
on a kick on this book right now.
You talk about like placing a lot of grass. This grass had to be placed in such a way because each of the individual pieces was moving as she was going through.
I'm sad that I can't remember any of those ponies' names now.
This is one of the soccer players.
Well, thank you. Do you remember her name?
No, because she was forgettable.
But you animated her.
I threw her in there, but yeah, years ago. That was like 2016, 2017.
I remember she was a cute pony.
That's everyone to you.
Not all of them.
It's 50%.
Probably a little bit more than 50%. There's generally tends to be more mares in the book than stallions, because who wants those, right?
I think that's what I'm looking for. Partly cloudy.
No, it's from the book Australia, that character, and I can't remember her name, but she wasn't a very prevalent character, but they gave her a name, and I can't remember what it is now.
Well, yeah, they had to give her a name. And what did they do? Just
I'm trying.
her name is unnameable.
Do you remember the name of the mayor of the town?
The mayor?
She was the mayor who basically
No.
gave Rainbow Dash the paperwork to gain an audience with Whitemane. or with the consulate and meet up with Steel Teeth.
Nope.
It was Mint something. I can't remember it past that.
Oh, damn it. It's going to be fog included. Well, I was going to put it in the skybox so that I could put it behind the fog, but not even thinking that technically it would be included in the fog. So, we have to go with this route.
Okay. I'm really good at remembering what the story was. In stories, I can never remember the names. I'm always bad with names.
I don't have a problem. For the distance that's here, I was going to utilize these 3D ones, but if I push them out there, it gets included in that. Which means...
Just draw it in a little closer.
No, I can go with another route. What's a good sky?
Yes, the Dust Bowl. I like that. It's like, well, Applejack's poor farming practices.
No, I only need the sky. But I can't control it. Ooh, this one might.
But what's this? Like have a blue background and add the equestrian cloud.
Is the available in Half-Life Source, Half-Life Genesis? Skies. I might have access to it. Well, let's see a city train yard.
It took me about 2 years to remember his name. Alex? I'm pretty sure it's Alex.
Actually, I've been called that before.
Have you now? I remember somebody telling me that they thought the name I was telling them was fake. That person was you.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, look at that. That's crazy.
That works a bit better.
I like that, yeah. And you got it up from all angles now, so it's way better. Oh yeah, I forgot you like torturing Derpy.
He's like corkscrewed.
Maybe you should fix Derpy.
She is fixed.
No.
She is fine. She's all powerful.
I'm
glad. Best Derpy.
I'm glad you.
Cool.
Well, thank you for the subscription, Hyrule. How you doing? 7 months. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And hello, Midnight Industries. I gotta catch up on chat here. Going mute for a moment. Yep. I don't know how mute works with chat, but good luck. Just want to see if quick update video has any errors. All right. After days of research, I discovered that nuking a nuke storage is a good idea. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
Derpy is perfect. Perfect horse. Which is why you take your rage out on her.
See,
'Cause she's better
fine.
than your
She's
favorite
fine.
horses.
Look, perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with that horse.
Sad.
She's fine. And here, I will fix.
Yay! No, that's worse. Fix Derpy. It's not fixed at all. How's she gonna eat muffins like this?
Help me up, Jack. Help me. And she's not sad.
No.
Oh yeah, I guess she's already as sad as I'm gonna make her. Maybe they're that's extra sad. And then Applejack. She's just like, yeehaw apples.
That sounds about right.
Yep. Yippee-ki-yay, hoedown, and cowboys, and apples, and pie.
No. No. You just keep making it worse.
She's become the tractor.
Yes. The Derpmobile.
You can't use it now. I am tractor. So she sells it. She sells it on the black market. Is there a black market for tractors?
The tractor black market. We don't get a lot of business.
So that background does change what some of the lighting would be but the one thing it did do is it got rid of the sun here. I was thinking that was the case. It was tied to the skybox when I overrode it. Just got rid of it.
You were wanting to get rid of that sun, though, weren't you? I thought it was kind of cool the way it worked out in the shot, but
if I wanted to do the same in all these other ones, I'd have to be dealing with a lot of crap. I kind of liked it too.
You can put a sun back in there if you really want. You just put a light.
Yeah, I can put that anywhere. That barn is very bright. Is that light still running?
It's a pony barn.
No, like this. Like this is glowing white. You can just see it actually emanating.
White is very reflective.
But it's about balancing the colors. It is very bright. They are not. So so the balancing of it is where
they are earth ponies.
I get it, and I agree. But now I can have it be brighter light and be fine. The bad thing about this, though, so we're gonna call this main light, is because it's brighter now. You would not expect darker shadows from underneath them, so I have to actually do an underlight here to negate that. And I'm dealing with SSAO, so it's always going to create some kind of a darker shadow, but it actually makes sense to have the darker shadows in there. With that, though, the grass looks great.
Yeah.
Like, I have no complaints about it. I was worried about with low light, that light would hit it just right, and it would just seem awkward. I hope Derpy has Pinky's reality bend abilities.
Seeing is the way you were framing her into the tractor.
No, she's just a normal pony. Normal bones that don't work anymore. Where did the soldier Derpy come from? Because Michael always wants a Derpy, and then I forget.
It's like, watch this guy. He's awful the best horse.
Been a minute, but I am still in it. Hope y'all are doing well. We are doing well. It is the weekend. I hope you are doing well as well. The barn is glow in the dark at night. That's why. Yeah,
it's convenient.
It just is way too bright. There is a way to fix it, kind of. So my normal way to fix that is to go into. So let's say this is walls. Add a vector 3 color, and that will just make it black. But I can then just say, get it most of the way there. And that will darken it a little bit. And in doing so, it just makes it not as glowy. The problem is that white is still glowy. This is the 0.9. I don't want to really drop it below 0.8 by much. Okay, that gets rid of the glow. And
looks fine.
So the doors are the original. I think I might go a little bit brighter. Okay, that's a little better. It's about as white as it can be before it starts glowing. But now, I gotta do all of them. Because there's so many different textures here. some of these I probably don't need to worry about in reality, but if I'm going to use the same thing in other shots, I'm going to copy paste it. And so the more I just cover now, the better it'll be. Oh, it's not float. I need vector 3. Top windows. Why are these all such different textures? And this is how I would make it, which is bad because that's not the way you should do it. It's convenient, I will say that, having this. If you split up all the textures, it allows you a lot of flexibility. Oh, that's the very top. Flowers. Oh, and the window. Yeah, we'll turn them down too. It's only one left, might as well. Okay. And then we grab this here barn. This, and it's there, so we'll put a new barn in. Delete, paste. This is one that definitely needs it. Oh, this one, oh, that's a different, this is the murder barn. Where's... Okay, oh, that's fine. I can just turn it off so you can see the difference now. I mean, if you ignore the fact that there's eyes on it. Okay, that's all of them. Now that, yeah, that looks a lot better. Actually, the lighting actually looks fine, just as is. I think Big Mac is a little dark, but other than that, it kind of is fine. I'll play with it in post for sure, but see you later, Blur. Well, the music selection is really nice. This is actually all from what it's a music pack that I downloaded on Humble Bundle. Is it Creative Commons? If you buy the whole pack, I can use it freely. It was by Dark Fantasy Studios, I think. Yeah, Dark Fantasy Studios. It's they're super cheap to have a bunch of music that I can use freely, so I have no complaints on that. Especially with all the DMCA stuff that's been going around lately, or not lately, I guess, but in the last year. I didn't want to risk it. So, all right. So that grass actually looks fine. And if I start looking at the grass back here, well, actually, this is the other thing we need to worry about. So you can see the hills back there. I can. Are these desert? They are. All right. I don't know why they never replaced those. I can kind of fix that if I so wish, but I think I'm going to not. So what we're going to do is figure out our fade values. So we're going to go into realistic fog, turn on, set load, set save, set save load, set save load, and it should. Yep. Okay. Did you eat your candy that came out of Chicken's butt?
No, we're back up Chicken's butt. That's where candy belongs. Do you want candy?
No.
It's got chicken butt.
Just forget what order do you have to hit these things in.
The hay. No, see? See, Alexander, chicken has eggs.
But he's a male chicken, I told him, and so that's why it's weird.
The chicken, he's the one laying eggs.
Chicken is the broad category, but it's the male chicken.
Yeah, well, this male chicken's been laying eggs filled with candy. And, so he's very...
Wait, so because I called it a chicken, you're saying that that's an issue? Because he's not a chicken, he's a rooster?
No, chicken, no. I'm saying he's laying eggs. So the issue is that he's clearly, like, a weird rooster.
gonna put up my hand up there sometime, and it's gonna be really disturbing. Be like, what the hell is this? Okay, so this is always a rough one to figure out, of getting this range set. So the fog always works where it's based on a distance from the camera. And so you can see the fog out there. The 3D goes off of a different set of values as compared to the rest. So as long as I stay vertically the same, it's at least for this shot, it'd be the same. I do not really actually care about this one for a fog. I'd rather have this be pretty clear. But what I wanted to figure out is color. So the idea is most of the times anything that's going off in distance is going to blend into the sky. It's going to be about similar color. So I need to get a color that matches this. So I need this one, Skybox, and we're going to just increase these values quite a bit right now to try to find the right brightness. This is actually pretty close. Let's just increase that blue. Okay, this needs a little bit more green.
No, I still have all those unicorn remains all tucked away in the cabinet. Drink those another day.
Oh, that's too close to the sky. So we need to make it a little wider. There, that's actually pretty good. I'll go with that. And then figuring out the right values for it. I think... because this is desert, I probably want to have none. I'm probably just going to say quickest value, black it out, whatever. But I can have these ones start fading out. So I need 174, and these values are saved. It used to be that when I went to go do this, it would be, I had to write it down, which is really annoying.
I don't get to listen to the music much.
Oh. Touche.
It's very catchy, upbeat. This is dance music, right? Pretty sure this is dance music.
Yes, this is what all the cool kids bob their heads to.
What is it? No, it's like, yeah, rock and roll.
This is rock and roll.
Yeah.
Even for your old fart ways, you would know what the hell rock and roll is.
Back when they were playing this music, they were beating on rocks and rolling them, so...
Well, that's closer to your time period. Okay, I'm not going to say that I'm a big fan of how some of this kind of looks, but I'm going to leave it for now. So, set, save, load, save. It never wants to save.
Sorry, your tooth hurts.
Yeah, I heard you went to the dentist. I hope that you still have teeth left. Well, I guess... Well, it says you have at least one tooth left. That's good.
More than...
Put ice on it. Bigger pain always cancels smaller pain. Yes. If you were stabbed, shoot yourself. It'll get rid of the pain for the stab immediately.
Or, take some aspirin. My recommendation.
No. And when you're in pain, make more pain.
Yeah.
Big brain
What
time.
if that... But then you're paying attention to that pain, so what do you do then? Do you make another pain? You just keep going until you're just the embodiment of...
So, I have to find this again. Where did I put this? Oh, it's on the Discord. Thank you for the follow, Chris. On our Discord here. We have
Lyra covered in blood.
Michael Big Brain Time.
No.
It's big brain time.
No, see, this is what you need aspirin for, because this is big pain.
Big brain time. So I was playing with the AI upscaling on Photoshop, and for some reason...
Turned it into that.
It did that. It's a good technology, but it was way too small of a picture. And I just love when you're looking and you're just like, big brain time.
Big brain time.
Well, I want to open this picture up again. We need to play with this.
Okay, I'm gonna have Michael's big brain comment of the stream. Don't stick a knife in a toaster, but also don't stick your finger in a hot toaster because that hurts. This has been Michael's big brain time. You're welcome.
You learned those lessons today. Okay, can I just drag?
I mean, at least with the knife, you don't have to worry about, burning yourself.
Okay, so we need to
This is bad.
zoom.
What are you doing?
Need to.
You're welcome, Midnight.
There we go.
It's happening.
Okay.
Oh,
So there's this fancy technology.
Yeah,
You do select all.
fancy.
And then you go to edit content aware scale.
it's just
And then you can start increasing it. Wait, I'm gonna link them. Wait, I did it. No, I gotta undo. Okay, but for one, I guess I need to increase the range because your face is gonna get big. Well, that's too big. You know what? We're gonna go with it. Okay, we'll put you right there. See you right in the middle. So,
I got more.
okay.
I got more Michael's big brain time. Walk a mile in someone else's shoes, and then realize your feet hurt because they're not your size. This has been Michael's big brain time.
Here you go. Look at you getting bigger.
Also, they're angry that you stole their shoes.
Look at your brain. You're getting so smart, Michael.
I feel like just scaling, normal scaling, would
But you wouldn't get such big
better.
brain time.
This is big brain time. You're welcome. It's too big.
But the best part is if you go to use this and you check this box,
Quote 3. I remember that one. No. At least I'm happier. Look how happy I am. I'm just smiling away.
you're
The happiest I've ever been. Look at that. So happy.
he's like, hello,
I'm so happy.
Michael. Hello.
This is the pinnacle of technology. This is what all of human existence has come to, is this very moment. And technology.
Oops. Here we go. We'll do like something like this. And now you're like, hello. My name is Michael.
Hey.
Yay. Yay.
I'm so happy. That's
So yeah, I don't know what that button is supposed to do here, but checking it is absolutely fantastic because you just get like you get Michael. So yeah, that's AI. AI is it's super smart. It does what it can, but I mean normal scale. That's just normal scale.
That looks fine.
No,
No.
no, it's like.
It's like, I got more Michael Big Brain time. It's like, never give up on your dreams. Unless your dreams are licking thorns.
Screw.
You
Wait,
should probably not do that.
what we're gonna do?
This has been Michael's Big Brain time.
We're gonna do it. This. Oof. Oof. Oof.
It's beautiful.
This is art.
We'll put that in the museum.
Okay, I'm gonna close that down. Anyways, it works pretty good on normal pictures. I don't know if it's quite built for taking a teeny tiny face and then trying to blow it up to 800%. But yeah, he does have quite beautiful eyes, doesn't he?
Big, beautiful What color are my eyes, stream?
We get the dye from add water, and it makes the gravy.
Open up them again. I'm closing my eyes. I can't tell what you're typing because my eyes are closed. But I'm already hurt because I'm assuming you all got it wrong. So.
Anyway, nice wallpaper. It is from Hades. Kind of. It's bona fide Hades. But the puppies look like the puppies.
Makes it better.
I just figured out today in Monster Hunter Rise that you can bring 2 puppies with you instead of just a puppy and a kitty. And so I don't.
You can bring 2 puppies with you?
In single player, or probably do
single player.
Yeah, but because you get a puppy and a kitty, and I just said, wait, I can have 2 puppies, so I kicked the kitty out, and now I have 2 puppies.
It's favoritism, man.
Well, one's supposed to support, one's supposed to attack, and so I just have attackers because I don't need support. I just need puppies.
Puppies are all the support you need.
Ooh, actually, that looks really good. Look at that. I like that. I don't like this part. I'm gonna put trees.
That's horrible farming land. There's just
It's
what
amazing.
has happened.
What?
Like that land is so uneven. It'd be horrible to farm on.
Have you seen Equestria? Have you seen her land? It's tons of hills.
Hills are one thing. Those are just like jagged drops.
Yeah, but she doesn't choose where she lives. It's honest work.
It'd be a lot of work. You need
Okay,
a bulldozer
let's
to
get-
pull that out.
All right, so this is going to be the underlight. Oops.
No wonder she's big on orchards. I don't know.
Hades Fun is awesome. Hades, the game in general was absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a good dungeon crawler roguelite, that was an absolutely amazing game. I mean, really, if you're a fan of that type of game, you know what that is. You've by now, but definitely worth playing.
Also, at the end of it, you get to kill James Woods, so that's pretty cool.
Sure. You don't kill anybody in that game.
Well, you fight James Woods at the end.
Stop talking.
Pretty sure. Somebody's gonna get my reference. You'll see.
I know. I was thinking you were trying to reference like the actual game, and I'm like, no, he's just making Michael reference.
Somebody understand me.
Are you meaning like the original?
The Disney movie? Hades was played by James Woods.
Oh,
Now you know. That's the reference. You made me say the reference. Jeez.
Michael, we bring up big brain time, and then you're like, oh, I have to show off now.
I don't know who played Hades in the Disney film.
Well, no, it's just like now you're like, I know Disney,
Disney, yay.
Disney World.
I've been to Disney World like twice.
I've never been there.
It's-
I was in Orlando for a week, and I was never in Disneyland
I've
or
been
Disney
to
World.
Orlando Studios. I've been to Disney World. I've been to Epcot. I've been to SeaWorld. SeaWorld was probably the most fun I had, honestly. Then Universal, then Disney World, then Epcot. Like, Disney's fine, I think, for children. But when you get older, especially if you have, like, grandparents and you want to take them to a park, SeaWorld's definitely the best one.
There's some ethical concerns with SeaWorld, though.
Yeah, there is. There most definitely is. Not deny that. But it is.
Some zoos are a good thing, as far as I can tell, that they are not one of those.
Yeah. Like, if it's a zoo that took in the animal because it was injured, and then say that animal has babies and they can't be released back into the wild, that's fine. But if you're taking animals from the wild and sticking them in a zoo with no reason, that's a problem.
If they're an endangered species and living out in the wild could threaten their very existence,
too.
then that to me, like pandas are one of those that are a rough sell for.
I mean, there are good reasons to take animals into captivity for their own protection, but if you're just taking them to take them, then not ideal.
There was a thing I was reading about that was talking about a parrot that was in the witness protection program. Because he had been around during a murder, and because he repeats what things were said, He whether or not it could be admissible in court or not is unsure, but his life was threatened, so they had him in the witness protection program. It was just a bird.
Yeah. It's silly.
Is that a hole in the tractor? Right here?
Tractor doesn't have any holes it ain't supposed to have, as far as I can tell.
Nope. I can see what you're talking about, though. It's not a hole. This seat's just weird. And I actually, because of that, because you mentioned that, I might turn it just so it doesn't look so, like...
It looks like a tractor to me. It looks like a tractor from, like, the 1950s.
Well, because we've seen all the angles from it, but if you haven't seen all the angles of it, you could just say that this is a hole with how this is placed. So it's not just about looking at something from the angles that you've seen, but thinking about it from somebody that hasn't, and what would they see not knowing that information. So that is a good observation. So I will actually do that now.
Rotate the tractor.
So it's usually just enough to rotate it to tell that there's a difference. But I feel like the only way to turn it
You're not going to have to redo the animations, are you?
No. None of those matter.
It is definitely an old style tractor. I don't see any new tractors that do the front wheel like that.
It's an old style because this is the one that I found. That's the only choosing factor here.
If anything, it works better in this scene.
Yeah, that might work. I kind of wanted it a little bigger. I kind of can. But now at least the seat is. I could just make it bigger, but I have the goggles there, and so I don't want to putz with it right now. But at least it's moved. Okay, so we're going to fill in some more of our grass.
Apple Bloom doesn't have a repeating mark.
Yeah.
Going old school in the Apple Bloom, huh?
Well, because the show had it didn't mean the model suddenly immediately gained its cutie mark too.
But it's magic, and that's how magic works.
I'm old school brony, and in my headcanon, the CMC never get their cutie marks because they angered the gods.
It's fair. It's a fair assessment.
So they are forever left cutie markless, shunned from society. Thank you for the follow, Midnight.
Pretty sure they get turned into glue at this point. That's why any pony who doesn't get their cutie mark by the age of like 13, off to the glue factory.
Or
effective.
If there is that an actual cutie mark, like a cutie mark is glue, and they're like, "Oh no, hide! You've been marked." It's like was it the Brotherhood or whatever from Skyrim, or the hand?
Yes. It's like mock.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
It takes about 5 minutes for every minute of animation, so he'll probably spend about 50 minutes on this one.
How long do you work on animation? That is a very difficult question to answer because it really depends on the complexity of the shot that you're actually working on. Like, for instance, in this one, the actual scene that I was looking to work with doesn't exist. That's why I didn't have a hill here with nice detailed grass on the ground. So it's going to take me time to place some of this grass around. If I had a scene that was already pre-built, or if I just didn't care and simplified it, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Are they jumping around? How much talking is there? Is there a moving camera with multiple backgrounds to show? So there's a lot of different factors. But so you can have a 10-second shot that takes you a couple minutes to make, and you can have a 10-second shot that takes you months to make. Just depends on your level of dedication and the complexity.
This Nolan. This stream is just evolving into the grass channels.
This is a very look at it. It looks really pretty now.
It does. I mean, I'm not looking at the grass, but it's very pretty. I'm looking at the tractor. The tractor, sir. No, it's bad. It's bad. Yep.
I gotta do a stupid face though. For some reason, I was thinking like these were like nailed into him.
They are. He's like
Why are
Frankenstein horse. They're so shiny. I never noticed how shiny they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. They are metal, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I know, but do you think they can afford chrome? I mean, and actually, those don't look like metal. They look kind of like glass. And I was thinking he had like 2 like marijuana pipes jammed in there.
It's a long day on the farm, and you know he's got all that grass. So
Yeah, this is the face of somebody that definitely has had a little bit.
I can't imagine back before like Prohibition, anybody doing farm work wasn't just drunk the entire time. Like if I was like a peasant working out on the fields every day, I could do it if I had like a steady supply of liquor. It don't sound too bad.
Thank you,
Yay,
Sup.
derpies.
Fuck it, I'll just gonna waste my cheers. It's not a waste. You get a derpy.
Don't know how much work I'd get done.
Thank you for the follow, artist. I read that part of it. Rita the artist. Okay, it's all lowercase, and I had to like separate it in my head. I've been drinking, but thank you for the follow.
Is that your second drink?
First, when did I get my second?
I thought maybe you had some with your soup.
Oh no.
I should have put booze in the soup. We could have gone total. We could have gone total. What's that game? Where it's cold. Frostpunk.
No, I'm not going to consider that stupid face. So what do I want to do for stupid face?
Yay, derpies. You did get a derpies. It was a very good derpies.
Hello.
Do you have a model of Jerry Seinfeld? Because that would be fun.
No.
That's unfortunate.
I can see if I have a model of a bee.
B? B. Arthur?
No, from like the bee, because from the bee movie, because that's Jerry Seinfeld too.
It is Jerry Seinfeld.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make
Hamburgers. Do you ever feel bad for Mayor McCheese?
That is a question I never thought somebody in life would ever ask. So I'm gonna go.
His head is a hamburger. Like that's gotta be just suffering.
Yeah, but
That's like 50% dead cow meat.
okay, Michael. Have you looked in a mirror?
Is my head a hamburger? Oh no! I see what you're doing. This is clever. You ate Mayor McCheese. You put him out of his suffering. Good job, Sup.
Okay, so now
Probably is thanking you from the grave.
we're going to move things around so that he is more.
Hamburger shaped.
Yes.
We've never actually watched the show. So.
Yep, never seen it.
I'm not even sure what these things are. Some kind of, I don't know, beavers? I think they're beavers.
Okay, and now his chest 2 is going to have to go in. Can I just disable his neck thing? Yes.
Yoke.
Okay. Oh, that burger is not centered.
Oh.
There. You get your thigh back there. Okay.
He's more burger now than man.
Man?
Oh, pony. Twisted and evil.
feeling that the only way I'm going to be able to get this part to work right is if I scale this up to about there. Oh no, that's still not gonna. Oh, this gets really weird. Like that's not weird at all, as it is.
He's just like, kill me. It's like the movie The Fly. He just went into the teleporter with a burger. And he's like, oh, what if I've become? I should have eaten before getting in the teleporter.
Yeah, he's kind of burger.
Made with 100% horse meat. McDonald's. I think I just lost your sponsorship deal. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that was coming. I kind of want to replace his neck with a French fry, but
we'll keep going deeper and deeper into that rabbit hole. Yes, this is his true form.
So see, he's the ultimate burger horse now.
If there was any doubt.
And now he can there he goes. He looks over and he's like, yup, 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 yup.
Yeah.
Nope. It's like, would
And somebody coming up and taking a bite and just being, he's like, oh, my kidneys.
what do you think of Burger King, Big Mac? Nope. How about McDonald's? Yup.
It's like, eat McDonald's, eat Big Mac. But Big Mac is McDonald's. He wants to be eaten. Put me out of my suffering.
Consume my flesh.
Consume. Consume me, please. He wants death. He yearns for it.
I am in horrible suffering. The cheese, it's going bad.
No. It's so sad. It's gotten very depressing.
Everything is wrong. I can't do this.
I can't do this anymore. It's too sad now. He's can't live like this.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Burger.
That was an adventure we went on.
That was her stupid face.
Yes.
There we go. Great. Now I wanted to tell Tom McDonald to dress up like that. Sure. Tell him I sent you. I ate Mayor McCheese. Do you like MLP really, or do you think it's just good for animation? No, I've been in the fandom for closer to a decade than not.
As I look around the room, no, he doesn't like My Little Pony at all.
Oh yeah, there's pictures on the wall. Yeah. No, I've enjoyed the fandom more than I've enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show, but I've stuck around for the fandom.
You actually paid for it.
Aha. Voice impression. Mike, do an impression of an anime trap, which is a boy that looks, acts, and sounds like a girl.
So, do an impression of a girl from an anime. Okay.
Sure.
Like, we gotta get to school. eat my toast and run and eat and toast. And I'm an anime girl, so there's probably guys at school, and they wanted to steal my toast. It's my toast.
How many anime girls say I'm an anime girl?
All of them, for sure.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, like it's like, because I'm an anime girl. I got like crazy hair, and probably have a boyfriend who's not really my boyfriend, Baka, and
He just threw that in there because it was like, hey, that's a word.
that's a word. It's like, so he's such a jerk, but I love him because he's magical. Because we're all magical. Because we're in an anime. Yeah. That's my anime girl. So there you go. Yeah, I have seen all 5 animes in existence. So
Wow, that's
all of them.
That's 4 more than actually exist.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Dragon Ball and that was it.
you got Dragon Ball, you got Dragon Ball Z, you got
There's
Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super.
those different animes.
Yeah, all of them.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh? Or is it just card Dragon Ball?
That's nonsense.
It's nonsense.
It's some 14-year-old kid who's got the spirit of a pharaoh trapped in him. Tell me that isn't nonsense. They play
Dragon Ball's about a superpowered monkey.
Yeah. He's not playing card games to the death. Who does that? Like, dude, seriously, they're like, I got my blue eyes troll man, and then they throw it out, and they're just like, no.
Blue eyes troll.
Pretty sure. Like, they just throw that out there, and they're like, no, you've activated my trap card. Now I have to kill all your friends. And then they pull out a gun and just shoot him because that was quicker.
That is pretty gangster.
Yeah, that's how you win at cards.
That's how you win at cards?
Yes.
Wow, I was not doing Magic the Gathering right.
Yeah, like, if you want to beat the other guy in the card game to the death, you just like...
I challenge you to a...
Wait, what's with the codes? he just pulls out his card and the other guy just shoots him.
Yugi then spends the next 3 seasons in prison.
No, it was self-defense. The guy was gonna kill him with the cards.
But you can't prove that in court. It's hearsay.
Aren't they always on like some island in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, probably.
They'll be fine.
Enemy plot twist. Gun Bess. Well,
You're playing against Gambit, then you're in trouble. Pretty sure he's an anime character, right?
Gambit?
Yeah, from the X-Men.
Don't know. Actually, did you see that there was a fan-made Gambit video? It was they made a video that was based on Gambit that looks like it's from the movies. Like it full effects and everything. It's pretty fantastic. That it came out a while ago.
I remember Gambit was definitely my favorite X-Men in the old cartoon series when I was a kid.
Yeah, because he's
so cool.
He's super cool. He can make anything explode.
Yeah. But yeah.
And even with that power, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna blow up cards because they're light.
Yes, he could fit a bunch of them in his pocket, and he could throw them very well. So it actually made sense. Mm-hmm. They were light. He could.
Plus, it made for a cool name because if there's any X-Men that has a cool name, Gambit's up there.
Heck yeah.
I fall for one of my favorite anime. A sword is a weapon. The art of swordsmanship is learning how to kill. What Miss Karo says is nothing but sweet and innocent talk. Only those whose hands have never been stained with the blood of man can believe.
Man, Pokemon's gotten tense.
Yeah, that sounds. That sounds immensely anime. Some of my favorites are like in playing Monster Hunter. I find all their like overly Japanese trope stuff so funny, because Like, it's just always like the big beefy man, and he's always like, oh, back in my day, and he just stands in a corner the whole time, and like it's just, I've been enjoying the quotes from that game so much because they don't make any sense.
The best ninja movie of all time is
You were just holding on to that one.
the first Ninja Turtles film, like the old one, with
the really, I would say poor, but actually at that time it was really good.
it's still pretty good. Like, I think
It's creepy.
practical
but
effects beat CG any day.
It's creepy effects, but if you had real turtle people, they would be creepy. So it kind of works.
And not to mention, they crush Shredder in a garbage truck at the end of that one. So that's pretty brutal.
You know, that reminds me. What I still believe is one of the most brutal, like, deaths in a
I know what
movie
you're gonna say.
that should not have happened for
what
that
you're
quality
gonna say.
movie is from the Looney Tunes movie. No, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, there you go. That's
No, like I said, that would be it. The end. For that type of movie, that was
where he actually gets killed, or before that?
when he gets run over.
When he gets run over with the steamroller.
Yeah, because that is
I
like,
guess that's one and the same.
because I guess they can kind of say like, oh no, it's okay, he's not a human. We didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, you don't know that until he gets run over.
And it is like legitimately like, you go there and you bring the kids with, and then they're watching it, and the adults are like,
Then there's just a dude slowly being run over with a steamroller, screaming his mind, just screaming.
and they show him afterwards too. So like, what they should do is they should have done that and then just ended the movie.
No, like, I have never seen any film past a film that
Kenshin,
is
I've seen that.
intentionally a gore film that does something that intense, and it happened in a kids movie.
I wouldn't call Who Framed Roger Rabbit a kids movie.
It's got Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in it.
I would say it is such a movie that you would have to market to the audience of the kids as well, because you're going to have kids there. But it's kind of like they made the Winnie the Pooh movie recently.
Yeah, but that one was
That wasn't a kids movie,
directed towards adults.
but
But nobody got crushed by a steamroller in that film either.
should have. Like if like Eeyore's getting slowly rolled over, he's like, oh bother.
Well, that's the thing. It would be Christopher Robin getting run over with a steamroller.
But that was actually a really good Winnie the Pooh movie too. It was a fantastic movie.
Hey, Kel-chan.
Cal-chan. Well, hello. Happy Japan. I don't know what that means, but happy Japan. How is Japan today? And good morning, I guess, for you.
Christopher Robin was a really good movie.
It was. I expected it to be kind of meh, and it was definitely a life lesson in that bronies are basically living of what makes something
You don't have to give
and
up
a thing for an adult. Yeah, you don't have to give up your childhood to become an adult.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's different limits to how to interpret that, but that was where that person took that to the extreme. And it's definitely a lesson that's good to have.
I'm adult and just fine. Enjoying
Yeah, I just got back from being deployed. Japan's cloudy and cool today. But back from being deployed. Oh, were you out on ship? It's 1:25 in the morning for me right now. Yeah, I think for Kel-chan is like 9 o'clock in the morning for you. I can't remember. So we had the time change here too. So I was trying to put some more trees down because you can still see the line here. But I think I might
Being
just
that
leave it.
close to the barn, though, should be closer to our cornfields.
Yeah, the cornfields don't. I could say that the cornfields are on the other side of the barn.
But they're not.
How do you know?
I've seen the show. They're all around the barn.
They're all around the barn?
Yeah, especially in the front.
Okay, cool. Don't give a shit.
I was waiting. I was like, sir, the placement of the barn is incorrect. The house should be on the hill over there. Close to...
All right. So, guys, do we want Derpy's grave over here? Or maybe over here? I mean, there's already a hole there. So let's go.
No, stop. Nobody gave points for this.
There. See, we've got. We got the derp. See, she's already dead. It's perfect.
Why are you so mean to Derp? Derp is good.
Here, I will fix derp.
I feel like she's not very well fixed. She's so sad.
There, she's...
Yay.
She's kind of... Okay,
She's
and
okay.
we put...
He's still kind of sad. No. She's in a ball. She's easier to bury.
Okay, so she got hit by a frag mine in the Muffin Wars. And so she is there.
I'm sad now.
Okay, and then there. This is the derpy. There's Derpy's grave.
She shall always be remembered. Here's the bit. The rest in peace is a bit. No.
Rip derp.
No.
She'll always be remembered for being a tractor. I was gonna say a traitor. She was. That's why she's in the hall. Go make a drink.
Just like,
I'm gonna murder your pony. Okay.
well, I will get you alcohol, but I expect you to be nice to Derpy while I'm gone. And kindness. Let her ride the tractor. She's a good horse.
Oh, that doesn't work. What are you doing? The soup? We had soup today, Jules, if you're still here. Yes, we had Michael made some potato soup. It was actually really good. He made a lot of soup. Like, I would probably say that's like 2.5 gallons of soup. But it was good. I put the actress back in there. Okay, so, oh, that's actually, I was gonna worry about the grass behind his legs there, but I don't, because I can't see them. The only grass I'm gonna probably worry about is the grass at the wheels, because having the grass actually in front of the wheels is a important thing. I think I already made a grass. I did. Because I want to have, where's the grass? Why is it up there? I'm not going to trust that grass. Thank you.
Yes, I'm like overly full
so-
on soup.
So I fixed Derpy.
That's good.
See? So I fixed Derpy.
I do. No. You made it worse.
She's fine.
It's a memorial to Derby.
Yeah, she's... We'll just leave it back there. And if alcoholic horse... Yeah,
Derby's.
Thank you, Soul Kitty. Thank you very much. Yes.
Right.
To alcoholic... Actually, that would be like berry punch, but to alcoholic horse.
Go through the desert on the horse with no name.
Well, sometimes it's like thinking about alchemy from Full Metal Alchemist. Sometimes you have to break down the horse to rebuild the horse. So we're going to break her down into her component pieces, and then we're going to do nothing.
No. break down your horse.
That's lewd.
He's a bad person. I'll unsubscribe, unlike. Can't watch this. Look at that horse.
Which horse?
The horses. The mini horse.
Derpy burning in the background. Argo fixed. Yeah, well, I mean, I could have left her just unable to breathe there. I thought the fire was a faster way to take her out. Right? Michael's pain is what sustains me, so...
You sure this is actually a fact?
Okay, I can't actually see back here, so but I want to ensure that there is at least some grass on the actual wheels. Like, at that level. I don't think I can see anything else in that area. It looks flat. So this line right here is the camera's edge, so I don't have to worry about that.
There.
She's fine.
Oh no, what's wrong? Oh, that's AJ's tail. I thought there was like a giant blob at the foot of Apple Bloom.
Because this blue box is what the
Yes.
camera can see, so I'm just checking the edges. I think we're mostly fine. For what's... I'm going to have the camera probably shift and move a little bit within. Oh, actually, here's the one thing. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more grass right here. Only because if you only have the front grass, it's gonna look like there's this like layer of grass in the front and then nothing behind. You have to make sure that there's at least something going far enough backwards that you can see like a kind of a secondary layer of grass. Kind of, it's a very minor thing, but I've said before that sometimes you put in the details so the details aren't noticed. It's easier to pick out something that seems off than it is to pick up something that's correct. Me, this is about ensuring that things are correct. So I think that should be fine then. So this just helps create that extra layer of grass back there. Because if I didn't, it would have almost no effect. I feel better.
Well, that's important.
It is, actually. Sometimes just because otherwise I'm like... I'm trying to improve my SFM skill lately in my first scene build today, and love this little video so far. Well, thank you very much. It's getting there slowly. There's so much other stuff that I'm actually working on the sides. Next week I might work on something else, depending on what I finish this weekend. But I'm hoping not to. But anyways, scene building to me is one of the most satisfying things, because when you're animating, there's so many things that you're not sure of as you go through, but scene building is normally, if you can think of it in your head, you can make it, and you already know what's available, and it's just about going through the motions of doing it. And there's something satisfying about that. Thanks for the follow, Apple. There's something satisfying about seeing it all come together. And like I mentioned before, it's seeing something you make that's unique and not just a copy paste of 2-Fort or some other map that's out there, making something that's uniquely you. There's something fun about that. There's something special. And like, for instance, when I made the map for Remembrance, one of the big things with that video, and I knew that was going to make it popular, was that it was something unique and different. That map is now known for a very specific video. It's not known for somebody else's video. It's not known for being in a TF2 video or something else. It is for that. And so I wanted to put that extra effort in to have it unique and be an experience. So for that reason, putting in the effort for like this grass, just this little grass right here, I can guarantee you somebody's going to comment and say, what scene build did you use for this? Oh, no, you need a couple more grass over here. and I'm going to give the same response I give always of it's just a scene build. There is no download. And I get a very disappointed person. But even if there was a download, then somebody's going to use it. And then it takes away from, to me, what made this video special. So sometimes it's actually nice just having a unique scene build. It takes extra time, yeah, but then it's uniquely yours. And if you think about any movie that's in existence, if you guys don't follow Minty Root on Twitter, he did some of the stuff for he did I can't remember the names of the ones, but he's done a lot of really, really cool edits for videos, or not edits, but full unique animation stuff. But he's done some of the special effects for Aquaman and stuff in the actual movie. So he's a professional in the industry. And you see some of these giant scenes in the backgrounds of these movies that are giant cities, and you see it for like 5 seconds. That's it. And then you never see it again. But that helped build the atmosphere. And so that 5 seconds was immensely important and was unique to that moment.
Speaking of like reusing scene builds, though, did you know that like go back and watch it? The town from Back to the Future, the 1950s town, when he goes back and he's in his like the town in 1950, is the exact same town from the opening to Gremlins. Like, if you watch the opening to Gremlins and they do like a pan over the whole town, it's the exact same set from Back to the Future.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's crazy.
There's, the television or the gossip channel called TMZ.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Do you know why it's called TMZ?
Too much xenophobe?
Yes. No, they're called TMZ because it stands for 30 Mile Zone. And it is that within the 30-mile area of the center of LA or Hollywood or something, I can't remember where, that anybody working in that area is considered to be working local. And so they are paid basically a flat amount to work with anywhere within this 30-mile area. Even if they have to drive all the way through LA, which could take hours, they're paid within a flat charge. Anything outside this 30-mile area, prices jack up for paying anybody because of unions and stuff. So that means that everybody that films the movies wants to be in this 30-mile zone because everything is so much cheaper. So almost every movie is filmed within studios or in the deserts or in areas around the 30-mile zone. All the old John Wayne movies, those were all filmed in the 30-mile zone. This is how this goes back that far. But because of that, all the big movies are made in this zone. So TMZ's big thing is focusing on the 30-mile zone. And it's a fascinating topic to look into. I did not know that until recently, but why it was called TMZ, but that is why. A new video uploaded on my YouTube channel just to say thank you for supporting subscribers later. I reached 100 subs. Well, congrats, Red Arrow. It's definitely a milestone. It's progress always feels slow, but it picks up, and good luck to you. I hope it works out for you. What you're saying is if anyone can use it, it is no longer makes it special. It's more of like the first popular use of anything identifies it with that thing. So if somebody were to go to use the Remembrance Hall, it's a download, people would immediately state and identify it with Remembrance. Nothing else. Unless somebody had never seen Remembrance, but anybody normally, they would associate it with Remembrance. So now I own that concept with anybody else doing something. Now they have to deal with that. It could work very perfectly for the thing that they're making, but now they have that lingering in the background. People are like, hey, that's from that. They made something unique. They made something different, but now it is being dirtied by this like other idea of something.
Still beat it. You touched it.
But it works the same thing for me, though, is if I go to use a map that was in something immensely popular, I have to deal with the same thing. So that's why I like scene builds, because I don't have any of that. But I really do not like using TF2 maps for that, because they are just too identifiable. Everything uses TF2 maps. So understandably, because they're all free and there and usable, so why not?
It's like the fountain from the opening scene to Friends. Like that fountain is like an actual fountain somewhere, and it's actually been in quite a few movies and stuff. But anytime I see it, it's like, hey guys, it's that fountain. Yes.
But that's why when you get movies like Lord of the Rings, they build these enormous areas that are all unique and you could, that is identifiable for that. And if anybody were to go to that set because it exists out there and try to say like we're going to film a movie here, everyone would just be like, no, that's from this. And
yeah, all of New Zealand belongs to the Lord of the Rings franchise now.
Yep, nobody can film anything else.
No, it's like you can't use that. That whole country was already used in Lord of the Rings.
I know you. That's from. I was actually just going to bring it up earlier. I know which anime you're talking about. I never finished watching that. I can't remember the name of it though. Yu Yu Hakusho. That's it.
Where they fight ghosts.
Kind of. He's dead, but he's not dead.
He's only dead in the first season, I think.
It just became Dragon Ball Z, though.
Yeah, essentially.
It was cool. Actually, no. Kind of. It feels more like My Hero Academia and Yu Yu Hakusho were very similar, just because, like, Yusuke had the one-shot thing he could do, and in My Hero was the same thing for a while, that he could only, like, flick because he had so much power. Okay, I think that I'm good on the grass here. I feel like something with the light feels off on Applejack. She feels overly bright. I think it's just the underlight might be a little bit on the bright side.
Just a cute horse.
Everything just feels a little brighter. Actually, Apple Bloom feels like absolutely.
Well, she's not important.
I know she's not, but by glowing, she's making herself important, and we can't have that.
I say, put her in an orphanage. I mean, her parents are dead, right? So, I mean, it's just the next step.
But she's a farmhand.
It's like, either you work on the farm, we send you to the orphanage. They'll take you. You're technically an orphan already.
You've already been adopted by Elmers.
I mean, technically they are all orphans. I mean, yeah, their grandmother's taking care of them, or at least until they were
Sweetie
adults.
Belle, isn't it? Oh, I think you're talking about those three.
The three on camera, they're all orphans. Like, they got their grandma, but their parents are dead.
Okay, that does help her a little bit, but that will throw her off in the next shot, but I don't have that in yet, so I'm just going to leave it.
It's kind of implied that their parents only died a few years before the opening to the show. But they never really,
Their funeral was 1 week before.
Like, it kind of feels that way. Like, they do different flashbacks throughout. And they've shown Applejack's parents, like, when she was a teenager. So if she was, like, 16 when they passed away, and she's, like, 20, 22, 21 now.
I thought they were 35.
Well, Sunset's 35. The main cast is all in their early to mid-20s, in my headcanon. But yeah, like...
Your headcanon's wrong.
I think their parents have only been dead for like 5 years or something. Like,
they've been dead for 4 years, 3 months, and 12 days.
Which would suggest, I think, that Apple Bloom would remember them. I'm just saying.
She can't remember them. You know why?
She would have been like 5.
Because she's smiling. Unless she's just like... She's Hyde the Pain Herald or whatever. So I'm trying to see if I want to add a little bit of a rim light on the other side of their face. I don't think it's needed. Actually, maybe.
Yep, you're right, Sir Edward. I'm pretty sure Apple Bloom killed her parents. It's the whole conspiracy. They saw their daughter eating a strawberry.
Well, thank you, Nolan.
The fact that I can hear that now is upsetting.
Come on, Mike.
No.
Yay, Dubai.
I'll ride that.
You're happy? See, I like it because it has Derpy, so it makes you happy, but it has you on there looking really stupid, so it makes me happy.
It works
So
for
everybody wins.
everybody. Dubai. Yes. Dubai.
I thought about like, maybe I can get Michael to do the voice for this. I'm like, no, because he's gonna probably be like, "Yay, Derpy," and I'm like, no, I need to make it sound stupid. So I voiced Michael. Yes. I am the Michael now. But thank you, Nolan. No one ever suspects the cute little pony. No, they do.
Wasn't that the whole stick with Cozy Glow? Look at this cute, adorable child, and like everybody who saw that kid knew she was evil from like episode 1 that she was in.
Oh, the one thing. Okay, so this is another weird, stupid thing, but skies don't look like this.
What are you talking about?
Yay, Dubai.
Well, thank you, Spike.
Trying to tell me stars look like. Hey, Derby.
I just want to watch that all the time. Hold on, we need to make a. We're gonna do a temporary, really big. Okay, I'm gonna warn you that Michael is coming.
Yay, Dubai.
It's so bad.
Okay,
It's so bad.
I'm gonna shrink
At the same
back.
time. Hey, Derby.
There we
So
go.
good.
The big debate.
Big.
But thank you very much, Spike Shoe. Appreciate it very much. You guys are generous. Being challenged by everyone now. No, Jules. You have the train. You're good.
Big Derp is best Derp.
That's 4 in a row. Well, some of those I manually clicked, so they're a little different. No, what I'm saying is the sky. Normally, the sky is blue, but as it gets towards the horizon, it gets white. Generally. So, this should technically be white around the horizon.
Doesn't it only get whiter because of all the pollution in the air?
Whiter?
Yeah.
Have you seen ponies?
Are they like polluted?
You know how they talk about how like the majority of CO2 in our atmosphere is by cow farts?
It's just
You fill the world with horses, and what do you get?
It's just horse farts everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm now out of soup.
We have soup.
Oh, soup truck no longer soup. That was a blot of soup. We souped way too much.
I am like hurting from the amount of soup I ate.
Yeah, it was good soup.
It was good soup. That's why I ate so much of it. I'm like, I'm full, but that's really good soup. And I made poor choices, poor life decisions.
So I'm gonna get the camera moving.
How long did it take me to cook that soup? 3 hours?
Yeah, well, there's a panic at the end.
Oh, I made it work. Turned out all right.
Yeah, it turned out good.
I think I did make about 2.5 gallons of soup.
It was a lot of soup.
It's a lot of soup. You need a bigger pot.
Well, normally I don't think of like who's going to be making 8 gallons of soup. When you're like, this pot is not big enough, I need to extend it into a second pot.
I have downstairs. I think I have my big blue pot, which is essentially like twice the size of your biggest pot. It's a good pot. You need a big pot for big soup time.
Big soup time.
Yeah.
It's big soup time.
Big soup time.
I want to put this here.
This is a cash and big soup time.
This is big soup.
Big soup.
Opening the Monster Rancher. Never played it that I can think, or never watched it that I can think of. It's a dish just called Gut Buster Stew and requires 5-gallon pot to cook it. Ooh, sounds like a lot of soup. A big soup.
At that point, it's just a cauldron. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Add the nutmeg and some. What rhymes with nutmeg? I tried.
No, that's like trying to rhyme with orange.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Add some marmalade and some rubble. Oh no. It's not a very good soup. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be animating horses?
There are some things in life that are just too important to put off.
The most flattering picture of me ever. This is true. Sup, Spike. Soup. It's the correct spelling for soup.
Maybe that a little too big. Scale that down. Okay.
This has been excellent use of time.
Yes, very much so.
No. Well, of course, you gotta give it an outline. The modern meme. As it strolled through the savannah, it left its meme entrails everywhere. Sprinklings of peanut butter jelly time and that's Nooba Nooba guy. You could follow the meme for days and wonder to yourself, does all your bases belong to us?
There, put it in the Discord.
Big soup time.
Big soup. Where's soup? There's soup. You mean? Big soup time. It's big soup.
It's big soup. Well, stream's over again.
I have created the most fantastical of art. I don't know where there is to go.
Real art is pictures of horses. Think I saw that in a meme somewhere. Mike, say spirit gun from Yusuke Urameshi. From Yu Hakusho. I do believe he pointed his finger like this.
No.
No?
No, he had to brace his hand.
He had to brace his hand.
Yeah.
And he said, who you gonna call? Yusuke Urameshi. Spirit gun.
Canceled after one episode.
So, So yeah, you did that. Pretty sure that
The sound effects are pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Like if you weren't have told me that you had like just made it up, I would have guessed that was the real sound effects.
I mean, and that was the anime that just happened right now. That was the episode.
Oh, you were like mouthing it.
No, I became the anime. I was Yusuke Urameshi in that moment.
Can you go through your process of bringing out the anime?
First step is you have to make your hair like super spiky. So, I think my hair's that's about as spiky as it gets. Spiky. No.
Do I need a balloon or something?
You gotta get a balloon, rub it on your head, and then you become anime, and that's how you gain.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. You get all the static electricity like builds up, and you can do like super kamei blasts and whatnot.
Sura Kamehi.
Yeah. You can fire all the Hawaiian chieftains out of your hands.
I just want to see, like, you summon him and then you just grab him by the leg and start beating people.
Kamehameha! Put me down! No.
Okay.
That's a history lesson for y'all. I was a Hawaiian chieftain.
Michael never lies. He just makes things up.
It's true. It's like, I don't lie. I just don't know the answer. And that's different.
Yeah, there's you know what? I will say that there's a difference between lying and making up the truth. If you don't know the truth.
If you don't know the truth, you can't lie about it.
Okay. I'm going to consider this, at least from the scene building perspective, is done.
All the grass.
What I have to do now is clean up, which is going and bake. Technically, no, I can't bake them yet. I had to move their tails.
Bye, Tomer.
Good night, Tromler. I wish all of you much fun, and I hope we see us next time. Have a good time. Bye. I can't wait to see it on YouTube. Yep, it'll probably be still that, because there's still a good bit of the ending stuff to work for, but I'm trying to, I have some other things I need to finish first before I can do this on my free time. I guess not my free
Are you talking about that Rathlos video?
No, I do have to finish some of those, though.
I was thinking sure if he just banned that one or not.
No, I was thinking about trying to finish one just so I had something out when Monster Hunter Rise came out, because I've seen an influx for people messaging the Rathlos account, even though I haven't posted on there in 6 months. But I do have to go back there because it was a good way to pull some people in. I'm considering changing how I do Rathlos stuff and posting the shorts individually on YouTube. Revenue wise, it's a lot less in the long run, but it would drive more traffic. So
is there more monsters or less monsters in Monster Hunter Rise? Because I feel like they kept adding to the roster in Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World was they're adding ones that existed in previous games.
Yeah,
they're not new creations.
Even the monkey?
Yeah, the monkey was already existed.
Yeah,
Rajang has been around. So a lot of what they're doing was they were catching up with some of the other stuff in the series. Rise is doing the same thing, where they're taking some of the other ones that have existed in the past and they're bringing them in and making some new ones. But I wouldn't. But then if they were to release all of them at the same time, then there would be less of the DLCs later. So we'll see.
Alex, I would say you've probably all heard the Mike song more than I have. I have not memorized the Mike song. I have barely heard it. I'm sorry. Your poor brain.
You know, I think it's Alex that has.
Oh no, it's good.
Soup. I think Alex, don't you have on here? I I think you. Oh, I think you're the one that had where. It actually says dee dop doop. Like you actually wrote out the whole song on here.
Da 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 doop.
Oh,
Da
I don't see, though.
doop. Da dee da doop. Dee dee da doop.
That's funny that it's your song and you know it less than I do.
It's because you listen to it like 3 times a day.
I haven't listened to it in a while.
Don't you listen to it at the end of every stream?
No, because I have it muted on my end.
No. Just for the best.
Do dee da dee dee da dee da dee da doop. It is it's a what some of the young kids call a banger.
Ah. So it's a form of sausage.
That's very Michael response of you.
Well, that's what they call sausage in England. They call them bangers.
Neat.
I learned this from the Queen.
Oh, you met her.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Does she have a nickname for you?
Yeah, she calls me Rip Dog.
Rip Dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like, sup, Rip Dog, and I'm like, Queen. When we like bump fists, and then we do this thing. And we're like a wham, and she's like, wow.
oh wow.
She's very 80s. She's been around a while.
Oh wow. At least you're both similar. Like,
She's like, you want some bangers? I'm like, sure do, Queen.
well, you shouldn't be talking about the Queen like that.
She likes her potatoes and bangers. Some good stuff, man.
So when you go out to England, what do you and the Queen do?
Well, clearly we just kind of eat sausages all day.
Eat sausages, watch Rick and Morty, just normal things that a 90-year-old woman and
Last time was just like
60-year-old man would watch.
just sit down and watched like the Evil Dead movies, all 3 of them. Pretty good. Me and the Queen. Got like Bruce Campbell there. He's going,
That's my favorite part.
that's Queen's favorite part, but everyone loves that part.
Mm-hmm.
This is all a true story.
And now I've lost all of my followers from England because they're like, how dare you make fun of the Queen?
She said she's a cool cat.
You probably like you went out with the Queen like in the middle of the field and we're tipping cows and like
Right. It was good times.
that knowing how the Queen is, like I could see her kind of doing it. She seemed like the mischievous
It's going to be great. Like
fun type.
The royal family was just doing pranks out in the street like Ashton Kutcher. just like running up to people, slapping them in the face, and like, somebody stop her. Just it's the Queen.
What are we gonna do? Arrest her?
Can't arrest the Queen.
You can't. I don't think it legitimately could.
No, I don't think they could. I think she has quite a bit of
She can.
immunities.
It's like it's like firing your boss. You can't fire your boss.
Yes. You can just be like, now, Queen, we talked about this. Domestic terrorism is wrong. It's like
She's walking around with a gun. She's just like bang, 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 bang.
through the street.
Okay, Queen.
Like, I'm calling you up today to let you know that I've planted a bomb in England Bank. Now, Queen.
We talked about this.
Talked about this. It makes for really bad press. It's like, I don't care. I'm gonna sip my tea now. Queen life.
like gangster life.
Instead of thug life, it's queen life.
So you're just like,
It's like queen life.
why is that man wearing the My Little Pony shirt running towards the Queen? Wait, stop him. We'll get it on video. At least we'll be popular.
I just made the audio pop. Sorry.
Alright, you know what game this line is from? The name's Axel. Get it memorized. No. If it's a game though, I might not. I've never played it. Queen at MLP convention wearing a Rainbow Dash t-shirt. Hashtag Queen Life.
Hashtag Queen Life, yes. That would just be amazing. That would be my favorite thing to follow if that was just the case. Just the Queen of England going around and just committing crimes. Nobody can touch her.
I just want to see it like she goes and like somebody goes out to check their mail. She like if somebody throws like firecrackers at the ground, the person jumps, and you see the Queen like quickly scuttling.
Just leaving bags of flaming poop on people's front doors.
If the Queen were just running around doing little pranks on people, I would laugh so hard.
It'd be so good. Gets out of hand, just makes the news, and like the Queen's pranks have launched again. She is placing poop on people's front doorsteps. She managed to burn down 30 homes in the course of a month. When we tried to approach her, she simply screamed "Queen Life," threw a dog turd at her face, and ran away.
She kicked me in the nuts and then ran. I went to sue, but I realized I couldn't.
Can't sue the Queen. Parliament tried to have a discussion about it, but then she took that golden stick away and there was nothing they could do.
She walked in and just said, no.
Yes. Like legit, that's like a legit rule. There's like a golden like rod or something. That
Yeah.
Basically, if it's not there, they can't hold Parliament. It's basically there to represent the Queen.
America has weird rules and stuff like that too. So it's weird, but they're also a really old tradition.
It's a monarchy, yeah.
Well, it has traditions that are really, really old. We have traditions that are older, but not as old as that.
No.
So we do similar in very much the same way. It's just that when you've been doing something for 300 years, even if it's goofy, it's kind of tradition. You do it. It's when it's written into law that's a little goofy. They're like, Parliament has not met for the third year in a row.
Because I can't find the stick.
It was in the broom closet. Janitors just now using it. Replace the handle of his mop.
It's used on tied a plunger to it. It's just like
Somebody out there is being very offended by what you're talking about.
your law stick. It's been used as a plunger.
It's like we've been unable to find it. And then this guy, they look at him like, oh.
It is
But they're like, but how do I plunge the toilets? It's like you guys do it, and
all of society's just collapsing. Janitor just has the stick of rules.
Oh, his ears are not jiggle, so they are just stiff unless I tell him to actually move them. That's good to know.
At least the toilet flushes. Yes, that is the most important thing.
But in England, which direction does it flush?
Well, one way for everyone else.
Every time you flush
Everybody but the Queen.
every time you flush the toilet, it plays "God Save the Queen."
It's the law. Pretty sure.
No, that is a country I do definitely want to go to at some point. I have not been to England,
England is nice.
but it's a lot of fascinating history and stuff there. So I definitely want to visit.
I remember when I first went there, my friend there, the first place he takes me to is an American restaurant, like an American themed restaurant.
I would actually be interested in going to that because you're not going to an American restaurant. You're going to what British thinks is an American restaurant.
It's burgers and fries. That's pretty much all they think Americans eat.
Yeah,
burgers and fries.
That's all I feel like Americans eat too. Any food that isn't that is us interpreting somebody else's food. It's like if you don't get burgers and fries, it's like I'll get pizza. Oh wait, I'll get tacos. Oh, I'll get Chinese. Oh.
That was the name.
Yeah, we're a melting pot.
You're British. That's my British accent.
You are British. We're not making fun of you, or the British.
We are kind of making fun of the stick.
We're making fun of a lot of the things that we as Americans would find funny about Britain, but there are way more things that you could make fun of from America. So
I like that. Scottish hammer way. Best comment.
well, okay. Well, you know what? One person out of everybody here said it's okay. Which gives us a complete right.
Well, we got rid of him, so.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it is kind of sad that we have to like try to make a joke, but you can give one word. No, but yeah, he's
Gone now. We try not to pay attention.
yeah, he I thought he was gonna linger, but no, he basically just like.
Well, I think the media, for the most part, quite intentionally just stopped paying attention to him. Like, it's not like he hasn't been saying
Yeah,
things.
kind of like between everything else that happened right at the end, they basically the media shut him down,
Yeah.
for good reason
They don't
for a
want
while.
to deal with him anymore.
Even if they opened it back up again, it's kind of like whatever. He's
Like-
not the news anymore.
Nope. Like, I'm sure he's kicking and screaming somewhere, but I ain't listening to it. So nobody else is either, so. I don't
They
know what's
love
going on
burgers
with
in Britland. So Luna, okay, so being in England, what would you consider to be like every item that would go on a standard burger? I'm curious. Like, if you were to build like a standard burger, what would go on there? Not from an American perspective, but like a British hamburger. Because I know, like, well, but from an American side of things, what you would normally put on it.
Well, like, it depends. Like, back in Cincinnati,
I know we like to mix it up a lot.
this tartar sauce is really big to put on burgers. Here, not so much, I've noticed.
Oh, actually, this is one thing I forgot about. When she goes, so she's looking at his head, but at this point, right here, from here, she needs to have her head or her eyes locked to his head. During this motion.
Lettuce, tomato, onion, burger. Yeah, wait,
Burger sauce? What is burger sauce?
Yes, what is burger sauce?
Like, it was going well until I thought burger, but it was burger, or is it burger comma sauce?
Like,
So no, you put
sauce.
beef. So you put beef. What is burger sauce?
Sauce that England puts on everything. HP sauce? Is that burger sauce?
That sounds toxic. That sounds like something that comes out of a nuclear reactor.
It's like I think it's called HP sauce. I'd have to look that up, but they basically put it on the table for everything. It's like a brown sauce. It's like a plum sauce. Yeah, it's called it like HP sauce. It even has like the Queen's seal of approval on it or some nonsense.
No, it's not HP sauce. HP sauce is godly. What the hell is Hello, Blurred. What is HP sauce?
You used to be able to find it at Kroger's, but it was always imported from Britain. It's like a plum sauce.
Sure.
I've never seen it around here.
No, it's not HP sauce. Then what is it, Mona? Do you even know what it is? Or is it just flavor?
HP sauce is a brown sauce.
Is this how you get your health points up?
Yes. It's the original. I think it's mainly plums. Oh, it's a tomato-based sauce. Corn flour, rye flour, salt, spices. Oh, there's no plum in it. I thought it was like a plum sauce. Well, egg on my face.
Made out of mayo, ketchup, mustard, and pickle sauce. What is pickle sauce?
Yeah, I think relish?
You're making this harder.
It's
What's pickle sauce?
I can just think relish.
Do you take a pickle and like you grind it up?
That would be relish.
But then that's relish. Why would you
Relish.
call it
Why
pickle
would you-
sauce?
Pickle sauce.
Is it, or do you take the mayo, the ketchup, or the mustard, and you pickle it? That sounds disgusting.
Food sauce. It tastes dirty.
No, I would say mixing
Pickle juice.
mayo, mustard, ketchup, and mustard together. That sounds pretty good. I mean, we would put the same things on, but the pickle sauce sounds a little bit weird. Pickle juice? That doesn't make it any better. So it's just
It's not a sauce.
so it's mayo, ketchup, and mustard with a pickly flavor. Pickles are garnishes or gherkins. You guys
Yeah.
just keep making up words. Am I having a stroke?
Gherkins, that's just another word for pickles.
Is that a gherkin?
Yeah, pickle is a gherkin.
Why didn't they call it a pickle?
It's just another word for pickle.
Why would you have two words for it? It's called a
We
pickle.
have two words for lots of things. It's a gherkin.
No,
A gherkin
it's
is a pickle.
Why do we even call cucumbers cucumbers? Call them big pickles.
Well, they're not pickled.
Well, then call them the pickles little cucumbers.
Post-pickled.
Post pickles?
Pre-pickled.
Pre-pickles?
Cucumbers are pre-pickles.
Pre-pickles?
Yes.
Soon to be pickles. That's another thing on a burger, a gherkin slice. That okay? So if you're thinking of pickle slice, yeah, I can see that. I wouldn't. To me, I'm not as much of. I don't care as much about having pickles on there now. Because a pickle is a process. Yeah, sure, okay, but in America, we decided otherwise.
Wait, is he trying to say that gherkins is easier to say than pickles?
Kingdom Hearts is kind of Final Fantasy. Oh, I played the original Kingdom Hearts 1. I never played number 2.
I played
but have
1 and 2, and I haven't touched 3. Did I?
I don't think I played 2. I played 1. It was good. It was really good, but I never played the ones after that. Not to say they were bad or anything. I just never got around to it.
I never got super into the Kingdom Hearts game, which is weird because I'm super into the Final Fantasy games, especially from the PlayStation era. But I couldn't really get into Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I beat 1 and 2, and they were fun. But I don't really remember them super fondly.
I liked them just because I didn't care about the Disney characters. I cared, though their way that they animated the characters made them look like the original styles and brought in the original voice actors. Mm-hmm. Absolutely great. But I liked just seeing the Final Fantasy characters brought in. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Pickles are just cucumbers, which decomposed in seasoning. My favorite foods are the ones that have decomposed in seasoning afterwards. Delicious. It tastes better too, depending on how they are done, though. No, I can agree with that. Bloody hell, this is confusing. Doesn't. Yeah. See, you Britons have messed up the American burger. Well, we request that you stop making burgers, or we will stop drinking tea.
What is that thing over in Britain that's essentially boar? What's the name for that? Because I know they said they have pork, but then they have something else that's not pork. I think it's from boar, but they call it something. And I was always under the impression it was like part of a meal that they always ate like on a Saturday, and they had a name for it, but I can't remember what it was. Gammon, yes. Well, that makes sense because Zelda. And he was a pig. He was a pig man in the original. And he was Ganon, and they call it boar.
Is that
Gammon.
why it's called that?
I would imagine.
It's still pork.
It's still pork. It's just. Well, then why do you have a separate name for it? I thought it was boars.
We had this conversation about like ham and bacon.
Yeah, but they still have. Like, when I went to a buffet over there, they had gammon and then they had pork, and they were very much separated.
Yeah, because they're not the same thing.
Ugh. A gammon steak? I mean, sounds like a big slice of pork. Scones? See, I got super confused when I was over in England because I wanted to make biscuits and gravy, but I couldn't find any buttermilk biscuits. Not in all of England did they have buttermilk biscuits, which blew my mind. So I got what looked like buttermilk biscuits, but I was told they were scones, but they looked like buttermilk biscuits. So I made a bacon gravy and put it on the buttermilk on these scone things, and we ate them. Why is it just random poll about coffee or tea?
Because there's Britons here.
Oh. So I made biscuits and gravy with scones when in England last.
We'll keep it funny. People want to abuse. Okay. Which is bestest.
No, I was with my friend and my friend's mother at the time when we went to the store in England, and I bought the scones, and the cashier there legit said, "We have some lovely honeys and jams just in that aisle over there." And my friend's mother looked at him and said, "We're gonna put gravy on them." And his legitimate response was, "Oh dear." I was like, I just couldn't help but start laughing.
Is this for a TikTok?
A TikTok. No, like I wanted to make biscuits and gravy with.
Is it neither an
I
option?
could find the buttermilk.
You're gonna have to pick which one is the better. Like, if you don't like coffee, then it's tea. I like both, but if I drink coffee in a much larger
time of
amount.
day, like I definitely drink more coffee than tea. But if I'm like, if it's after the AM hours, I'll drink tea.
I have, because I enabled bit voting, the response is technically invalidated, but...
Like 89 people have voted. Wow. You have over 200 votes on a stream that only has 26 people watching.
I know.
It's incredible.
They're very passionate to...
Digestive
the people aren't
biscuits.
actually
Sound
watching.
good. Digestive
Tea with
biscuits.
digestive biscuits. Is that a name of something?
Yeah, I think I've heard that name before.
Why would you call something digestive biscuits?
It just doesn't sound very appealing.
My favorite type of food is partially digested cookies. I don't get it. Like, why don't you just throw Chips Ahoy in a pickle jar? Is that what that is? Why are cookies called biscuits? I mean, it was probably...
Well, it's this particular type of cookie that they refer to as biscuits.
Are they good?
Yeah.
That didn't sound like a good...
No, they're fine. They taste... I think they're kind of like a shortbread cookie.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Usually, like, the American cookie is about how much sugar can we jam into something to give you diabetes. So when we taste other sweets from other places, we think that they taste bland because we're so used to just literally 800 calories in a small cookie. So that doesn't matter to me. Should I send a picture of digestive cookies on biscuit, or should I send a picture of digestive biscuits in the Discord? No. It depends. Is it NSFW?
Are these cookies lewd?
That sounds.
You're asking.
I mean, like, do I have to? Blur it if you need to.
Yes.
Too lewd of cookies.
It's food porn.
It's food porn. Yeah. Coffee wins. I mean, I might be a little bit biased.
It's leaning American probably in your stream, so.
Alexander, you put 7,200 channel points towards that. Wait.
He really adamant about the coffee.
If it was... Hold on.
Gotta do the math.
You put 360 votes towards something. In just coffee.
One other one.
Which one did you put into? I mean, the only one I can see is either you put all into coffee or you put into both.
Keep it
For splitting from my phone and computer. But which one did you put into? Did you put in all coffee, or were you trying? Were you basically controlled that whole. Coffee only. Okay, so we're just to make sure that this is seen. Even though Alexander made up about this many of the votes, coffee wins.
Yes.
I know that there might have been. So yeah, okay.
That's a lot of channel points.
Yeah. Okay, so Alexander threw that vote a little bit, not much, not enough to make it count. It did, but it didn't count. So coffee wins. So we're gonna
speak British. I'm very British. This is my British speak.
What are British? Oi, that's one.
Oi, I'm so British. This is like Wallace going, I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen.
You're British.
My rights. I'm a citizen. Oh, that's Wallace and Gromit. It's like
Citizen, I was saying.
citizen. You gotta say it with the citizen.
I'm a No, it's
The moon is made of cheese. It's my British.
that is
like-
I've heard some bad British. Go watch some more Doctor Who.
Go watch more Doctor Who. Get your British right. I can
Like
make
you
it
can
better.
make it better. Yeah, you got to practice this.
Okay.
I love how like every time you do that, you get high pitched. Like
British. It's like I'm very British.
boy,
I'm so British.
think about the Beatles.
I'm thinking about the Beatles. Because I'm incredibly British.
It's a little better.
I'm from Liverpool. I'm almost to there at the end. It's like, in Britain, we wear our shoes on our head.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Well, I
sure
mean, he said it. That means it's true.
it must be.
T would have won about my clicky finger.
Sex Dick Van Dyke. From Harry
I think you
Potter.
can have it like manually put in a number. Okay, so I need. Oh, yeah, I'm doing her tail. So from here, from this point to this point, I'm gonna have her tail go down a little bit and over, and then I'm gonna have it kind of go up a little bit here.
It's a long name. He posted the cookies.
What a coincidence! My name is also Jugemu Goku. Oh my god, I'm not reading that. Okay, that.
He wants me to read that.
Oh, okay. It's even better. I like you, Alexander. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna make it a little closer for you.
So am I reading this in my British accent? Is this what
Yeah,
happened?
sure.
It's like, what a coincidence. My name is also Junimu Jujimu Goko no Suriki Gam Kajar Gumo no Si Guamatsu Raimatsu Fuimatsu Ku Neru Tokoro ni Sumu Tokoro Kabura Koji no Bura Koji Pai
It's not British anymore.
Pai
You gotta do British Japanese.
Pa Ipo no Suringa Shurin Durin Dai
Thanks for the thought, okay.
Durinai no Bon Boko no Bon Boko na no
Oh,
My glasses are fogging up. Trying to read this.
so much stress.
Go. No. Kosuki.
All
My
right.
glasses are like legit fogged up.
He's under so much stress right now. Stop. Stop.
I'm pretty sure I read everything incorrectly, and you're welcome. My face hurts.
Mass Effect reference.
Was it?
Well, my face is tired.
My face is tired now. The forbidden chance. No.
It took so damn long. Well, he was trying extra hard. Like, it's just, Jugemo Goku no Surakir Jakure Sui Gui Nu Suri. See, you just matter. Just split stuff. Like Jubu Gumo Gumo
like
Nurak no Kotoko.
Some of the words right, like 50%.
You pronounce them like an American.
I don't even know what that means.
It means you just read the letters.
I don't know what that means. I pronounced him like an Englishman.
No, that wasn't English. That was
English.
that was. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that impression that you make is. It's like you just flip a switch in your brain. I'm like, I'm gonna go stupid.
Whoa! Did you just call British people stupid? That's
I'm impersonating you.
That looks like Yogi the Bear.
No, that's what you meant. Like,
Hey, boo boo, we're
hey,
incredibly
boo, where is the tea and biscuits?
Where is the tea and biscuits? God save the queen, boo.
We just had a whole thing, wasn't it just yesterday about like boo? Like we were playing Monster Hunter and we just
we were beating up a bear and we all were making Yogi impressions. Hey, boo boo, we're gonna steal those tea and biscuits. Hey, boo boo, we're smart. I'm smarter than the average Scotsman. See, I was pretending to be a British person, making fun of a Scottish person. Nobody's happy now.
He was British. Yep, British.
British.
I believe that name was from fanfiction. Argo Discord. What's in Discord?
That's digestive biscuits. They had to work across them.
Who thought at
Sweet
some
meal.
point that they're like,
I think that's like
how are we going to advertise our biscuit? And they're like, well, when you eat them,
you digest them.
you digest them. And they're like,
I think they're supposed to
Brilliant.
help with digestion. Is like
Maybe,
the original
but-
selling point.
but apparently now they're, I mean, like, do I just eat Tums like they're candy?
I mean, I did when I was a kid.
I mean,
They were fruit flavored.
Yeah.
What you want from me?
Yeah.
I was a child with fruit flavored tablets.
Well, I have lower left, but I don't want another one.
We've got 3 minutes left in the stream, but we'll get you another drink.
But no, that is a biscuit. I mean, what do they taste?
They're like shortbread cookies.
Okay, I do like shortbread. I am, because other than like for drinking like this, but I normally don't have much for sweet stuff, and I've found an appreciation for like having lower sweetened dessert types that are lower sweet and just generally just more flavor oriented. And I know like a lot of European sweets are a lot lower on the sweetness, but they're just rich in flavor. Or something else about them that makes them unique. While Americans are like, well, that's not a cookie. A cookie needs to be covered in chocolate and doused with sugar. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. American cookies are horrible. Laxative laced cookies. That sounds like a prank. I would totally want some, not to eat. Offended. Bearded one, you can't say you're offended now, because before you're like, oh, beat on other people, but as soon as it comes back to me, nope. The biscuit digests you. Ooh, that sounds nasty. Just be glad this isn't fault. Otherwise, there would be so many preservatives that you could never digest them. The dailies right now for South 76 are all like pre-war food stuff, and that always bothers me. Of like, that's a 60-year-old Salisbury steak. Isn't that sweet? It's very flavorful. No, that's fine. I actually, like I mentioned, if I were to buy a cookie, if I get a cookie now, I don't want a super sweet cookie. I want something that has flavor, something that has something unique and to bring to the table. If it's just sweet and sugar, it doesn't really interest me anymore, because I cut out a lot of processed sugars a long time ago, and so it just made it so that I can things that I normally would want sweetness in. I don't like a donut is too sweet to me now. An American donut, it's just pure sugar and bread. I don't like that anymore. I would rather have something that's lower sweetness, because then you can just get you get flavor with it. Vietnamese rations. I don't know what that entail. I don't know if that would be good or not. I've had Vietnamese coffee, very different from American coffee, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like a tea coffee mix. It's actually really good. I don't know if it'd be something I drink every day, but I do enjoy it. Or you can get chocolate digestives. That sounds like a negative. Like, I'm sorry, I got a bad case of the chocolate digestives today. Actually, that just sounds like a poop reference now that I think about it. Like, I'm gonna drop a big old chocolate digestive. Okay, we're a little worried with Big Mac's eyes here. Okay, let's go. Oh, there we go. So, whatever frames I'm looking at here are going to be what's rendered. And so I'm a little curious as to what frames rendered here. It's easy here. There's a little spot in his eye. Only the one, though. Okay, yeah, I don't like that shot. But I don't think I can do much about it. Because you can see there's a little bit of the white right here. This is how it's going to look on render. Okay, it look a little better. Normally, if I were to just go straight to it, it'll usually be brighter. If you kind of go back and forth, that should be what it will look on final render. So yeah, probably somewhere in the middle. I had an uncle who was so addicted to coffee, he ate a mouthful of coffee grinds. Yeah, to me, coffee is one of those things where, thank you very much. The more you have, the more you need. And coffee isn't. Coffee is good until, like, if you have a cup of coffee a day, eventually that cup of coffee will become a norm, and now you are just using it to get to normal. You're not using it to get energy. So then you go to 2 cups a day, and to try to offset that, and you get a little bit of energy. Not as much as the first cup did, but a bit. And then that'll become the norm, and eventually gets to the point where all coffee is doing is putting you to normal. It's no longer giving you anything, and at that point.
Like, are we talking normal when you're like 40 or normal when you're 20? Because when you're 40, you need coffee to get back to that 20.
But coffee, again, it puts you here, but the more you drink it, it keeps moving the norm to here. And then now you're like, wait a second. Now this is what you need to survive, but it's with 1 cup of coffee. So if you want the energy again, you have to put the cup of coffee, but the next one's only this high. So you do more, and the next one's only this high. And it ends up being that, like, every cup of coffee out of that is giving you less and less and less. But eventually you're not gaining anything out of it. That's why I if I ever feel like I get to a point where I need a 3rd cup to like feel awake, I will do a cleanse and I'll reset, and where I will stop drinking coffee for about 2 weeks, completely reset myself, and then I'll go back to 1, maybe 2 cups a day. And usually that'll last me for quite a while. I haven't done that in a while, but it's mainly because I've been spacing things out. From what I've read, it's when you wake up in the morning, is not a good time to have coffee. You want to wait for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, because your body's already like raised hormone levels to wake up, and putting a cup of coffee on top of that's not going to really benefit you as much. So if you wait about 2 hours, so it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll have my first cup, and then about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll have my second cup. Because I space them out, it's not so much at once and elevating my level super high. It's kind of like I always have 1 cup in my system, and that's what I go with.
One of my favorite episodes of Dexter's Laboratory was an episode where Dexter and Dee Dee just drink coffee all night.
I think I remember that one.
Wired. And then
that was a good show.
Then they drink all the coffee, and the parents wake up, and the next morning they're just like, "Where's the coffee? We need the coffee." And the father's just like, "You children, you don't understand what you've done. You have youth. You don't need coffee."
Was that the one where they look like
need it?
Where they look super depressed, and then like as soon as they have their first cup of coffee, they immediately
yes, like there's the mother is just in a legit state of panic, and the father's just like, "Children,
I remember this one. Yeah,
you have youth, you don't need it, but we adults, we can't function without."
That's a kid's perspective on it, though.
No, I mean, children didn't write the episode.
Yeah, but that's written for kids, so it's gonna be from them. I actually for a while was doing bulletproof coffee, and if you don't know what that is, it's a fat coffee where you take it's a coffee you can have during a fast, and so you take a normal black coffee, you take about a tablespoon, sounds like a lot, but a tablespoon of grass-fed butter. Can't be processed butter, it has to be grass-fed.
I always eat butter in my fasts too.
Well, no, because a fast is about keeping your insulin levels low, and if you have a pure fat, it doesn't spike your insulin. So that's technically. So if you do a grass-fed, because some of the other stuff might do it otherwise. So a tablespoon of that, and then some MCE. I think it's MCE. I can't remember. It's a coconut oil. It's a very, very high-fat oil, but you basically will have about 100% of your fat in the morning in 1 cup of coffee. But you have to blend it. I have a Ninja, and you blend it so that it kind of makes it's a butter latte essentially. It actually tastes pretty good. I actually did enjoy the taste of it. One of the things that I did enjoy about that is if you want a burst of energy in the morning, holy crap! Like I was doing it every day for a while, but it felt like too much, and so I stopped. But if there is a day where I need to wake up and I need to get shit done, I need to focus, that I have never felt more awake in my entire life. I felt like I wanted to just go out and run.
You mix cocaine into your coffee?
No, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was just super awake. But that was not something I wanted to get into a habit of. I felt like it was something that was super useful when I needed it. And so there was some days with work where it's like I just really needed to get something done really, really fast in the morning. I would do that. And felt like I could just get into tunnel vision and I could get stuff done because it was super good. I don't know if I'd recommend that every day for stuff, but it worked really well. And it was pretty easy to make as long as you have to actually blend it, because butter and coffee don't mix unless you force it. I like tea, but people who drink sweet tea freak me out. Liquid sugar. I like sweet tea, but if I do, I will usually mix if there's the ability to mix unsweetened and sweet tea, I will usually mix them until I find out one where it's slightly sweet. American sweet tea is literal sugar. It's Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
so I can agree with you on that.
Kool-Aid. Yeah, when I was a kid, I liked the sweet tea, but kids just like sweet things. Now, I still when you go to the store and you buy a peach tea, it's gonna be sweetened. There's just no getting around it. So
that's actually what I kind of like about the truly alcoholic tea. Is I didn't feel it was that sweet. It actually was it was tea with a slight sweet. Tastes like sweet tea without being Kool-Aid.
The thing about unsweetened tea is, though, you have to drink it warm or it's not very good.
I actually forgot to think of Big Mac here. He closes his eye right here.
You say the same thing about coffee, so.
And
nobody wants an unsweetened iced coffee. That would be nasty.
Yeah, iced coffee is one of those that I probably would say sweetened. I don't know.
Would you drink black coffee cold, though?
If it was a cold day, no. But if it was a hot day?
Just a thing of coffee that somebody stuck in the fridge and left there.
So iced coffee, it depends. Is it iced coffee or cold brew?
Iced coffee.
If it was a really hot day, maybe. But if it was a really hot day and I was hot, I'd probably just want hydration. And so that probably wouldn't...
Water. Then get water.
Then I would want water.
You wouldn't want that coffee.
But I would probably want a little bit something sweet. Iced coffee is a little different to me. Because even cooled down regular coffee changes the flavor of things, and I don't think I would like it as much. Not to say that it's bad. If you sometimes there's special brews of coffee that are built for iced coffee, and so their flavor when it's cooled will work better. So I can see that working. But iced coffee and cold brew are kind of different. Iced coffee is coffee with ice in it. Cold brew is coffee that is brewed with a cold temperature. Kool-Aid with tea leaves. Coffee. Yeah. When it comes to sweet tea, I think that tea with honey is best. Oh yeah, and honey is a natural sweetener. So I actually think that the honey, like when I've been trying to do the low sugar thing, it's been processed sugars. So I've been trying to keep actual normal calorie sugars that are processed as low as possible. Honey is not a processed sugar, depending on how you look at it. But normally it's not. So I don't consider that in my grouping for it. Like right now I have Coke Zero because this is the one, it's not really an exception, but it's the middle ground that I let myself have. But yeah, tea, I'm a big fan of my favorite tea, and not to say that I'm very cultured in types of tea.
With coffee or like
in terms of
sit
coffee,
down with a notepad.
yeah, in terms of coffee, I can give you a lot of info. But in terms of tea, I do not know too much on, but I do like ginger tea. I do like the slight burn that the ginger tea gives you. Plus, ginger is a natural assist. It helps with vertigo, and I have vertigo issues.
You know what my favorite tea is?
Ginger has been a way to help counteract that a little bit. Whether or not that's placebo or not doesn't matter to me as long as it helps.
You know what my favorite tea is?
Oh God,
It's Mr. T.
now you thought you were gonna say
Because he pities the fools.
I was gonna say either that or iced tea, but
Mr. T, he's much better.
why is he better?
Because he's a foo fighter.
He's a Foo
He
Fighter,
fights the fools because he pities them.
but the Foo Fighters is a band.
Yeah, well, he fights them.
He fights the Foo
He
Fighters.
does. He went and he beat the crap out of that entire band
Why?
so that he could pity them.
You must die so that I can be sad about your
He
existence.
pities the fools.
Thank you, Luna. I can't be faffed to do anything. I'm knackered. What have you been drinking? Thank you for the follow, Duck Lord. Duck Lord of all. That sounds like there's a story involved with that name, but I do enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Speaking of ginger, there was a Coke or Pepsi with ginger in it. I would be curious on that. I have enjoyed ginger. Every now
Why?
every now and then I get vertigo spikes. I've always had balance issues where I have an ear thing, so my ears and my eyes don't communicate properly as to balance. And I've just gotten adjusted to it, but there is certain times where they just don't behave, and I will go through a couple days where I think actually I had a couple of months ago. Actually, I had to cancel streams for a couple of days because I legitimately couldn't sit without being sick. So something is weird in my head with that. So for a while, having some ginger around was nice for a situation like that. Not like, drinking alcohol is helping or anything.
No.
Anytime I have a situation like that, I
Alcohol's good for
never drink.
balance.
Anytime I have one of those spells, I do not touch alcohol.
Well, I think if you are feeling crappy at all and your thought is like, I need a beer, then you might have a problem. Like, man, I feel sick today. You know what I need in my system? Alcohol.
It depends on what the pain is. If it's emotional pain,
Well, yeah, that's a different.
no, you know what? Actually, I am not one. If I'm in emotional pain, I do not want booze. To me, booze is a fun drink, and I don't want to associate it with hiding something. I want it to be associated with elevating something. I do not. If I'm depressed, I do not want to drink.
Alcohol is good for relieving the tensions of the world.
Yeah, well, that's why it's about enhancing things. But to some people, it's about trying to get you to a normal, and I never want to associate it with that. Twinings tea is far better than American tea bags. Twinings have the real flavor. Twinings, is that a brand? I've never heard of them.
Over in England.
Yeah, most of the tea, I can guarantee you, any tea I've had and that I would consider good is probably crap to you.
The best tea in the world is Lipton.
I hope you don't even know what Lipton is, and if you do,
I'm sorry.
Some of the ones that I always buy from something that's like a nicer, smaller known brand. I try to do that with a lot of things, actually, if whenever possible. Alcohol, the cause and solutions, all of these problems. Oh, thank you, Luna. You should play with a British person more. They seem to provide entertainment by just speaking. I actually had a lady at my previous job that she worked in documentation stuff, and she had a guy that would every now and then call to tell like some of the requirements for stuff, and he was a guy that spoke with a British accent. And one time she just hung up the phone with him. She goes, "Oh, talk to me more." She just like every time he called, she would just try to extend the conversation because all she wanted to do was hear his voice. She found British accents amazingly sexy, and she just wanted him to talk more. She just like anytime she had an opportunity, she's like, talk, please talk to me.
So I told my friend Declan, I do have a friend in Britain I speak to every week, and I told him he should move to America because he would get all the ladies with his accent.
I love the British accent. Like American accents, east to west coast, are all mostly crap. But
from an American perspective,
but British accents are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I actually do love Arab accents as long as they're minor enough that I can still understand.
Like when I went to Britain, I kind of went out into like the I wouldn't say the countryside, but out into the less touristy areas that I went to, where my friend lives. And when people heard me speak out there, they immediately like got a look on their face like, you're not from here. Like, and I immediately became like interesting just by speaking, and it was a nice feeling, I won't lie. And I feel like from an American perspective, we hear British accents and it's the same way.
Thank you, Vodka, for gifting a sub. Hello. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Where have you been? Unless you have been, and I'm just completely forgetting. But hello, nonetheless. It's kind of a thing for American fell for British accents. Yeah, I'm just not surprised. But congrats to Little Con Man in 2008. Congrats for getting the sub there. Twinnings are not a brand, but a process. Oh, okay. Tea leaves and other flavorful herbs need to be steeped for about 10 minutes before drinking. Tea bags are made with leftover tea leaf scraps, stems, and artificial flavors. Okay, that's interesting. I'll have to try to remember that. And by that, I mean that I'll probably forget. But I'll try to.
So tell me, Sunset, do British women find American accents attractive? Because I need to believe this.
That was Luna that said that.
Huh? Well, no, I was asking Sunset.
Sunset was talking to tea.
Luna, tell me, do British women find American accents, like, desirable? Because I want to believe this so that I can move to Britain.
If they don't, I am not surprised.
No, I imagine they hear American accents far more often than we hear British accents, just because America's a big place. So, yeah.
Well, in terms of English, that's probably it's the same with us. If we hear an accent, we're probably going to hear a British or Mexican accent more than we would any other accent. But in Britain, I don't know.
I think by that logic,
Britain,
there's a lot of like there's a big accent with people from Quebec.
In Britain, there's a huge Middle Eastern population, so there could be that too. All over our TV screens. Yeah, Americans kind of like to introduce themselves to everywhere because they. Doctor Who's awesome. Yeah. I haven't watched much more with Jodie. Was it Jodie Whittaker?
I can't remember.
Whittaker? I don't know.
She was a good doctor, but the writing seemed to.
No, she was. Then that's why I want to watch again. Is I only care about her. She was a fantastic actor.
I would be interested to see if the writing got better, because it kind of felt like it wasn't as good. She was great. The writing wasn't.
Yeah, it was her first season, and I know there's been seasons since then. Actually, Luna, you live there, and you
must watch.
It's a requirement. It's a requirement to being British to watch Doctor Who. How have the more recent seasons been? And if you don't know what that is, then your British status is
not really British. If he hasn't watched Doctor Who, he's been faking.
I remember when I was younger, I watched so much American TV, my accent started to change and I stopped. David Tennant was quite good. All the Doctors have been good. So there is, this guy right here.
That doesn't help me, Sunset.
This guy, he was in Doctor Who, Captain Jack Harkness. He played in Torchwood and whatever. He speaks with a perfect American accent. He is not American. He is Scottish. He actually has a dual accent. So he can speak with a 100% Scottish accent or a 100% American accent. And but because he was able to do that, they basically made him an American for this show. I loved him. As an actor, I felt that there was some gaps for him, but there was just something about him that was charming, and I loved his character, and I'm really sad that Torchwood never continued after season 5.
It's a long time for a show to run, though.
Season 4. Season 1, good. Season 2, great. Season 3, one of the best seasons I've seen for a television show. Season 4, and then it never went on beyond that. Mm-hmm. But season 3 of Torchwood was amazing.
I watched the first episode. I haven't.
If you have an opportunity to watch Torchwood, it's basically adult Doctor Who. Torchwood is fantastic, and if you have to watch the first 2 seasons just to watch the 3rd season with context, it is beyond worth it. It is so good. Oh my god! I want to go watch it again. I think I own Torchwood season 3 just because it was amazing, and I love watching it. So season 1 and 2 were like traditional American season things. Season 3 of Torchwood was five 1-hour movies essentially that made a basically single story.
I think
it's Children of Earth. It's good.
I think we're still animating horses. Spike and Red.
What's happening here? We're talking. I am basically just doing some cleanup shots. I'm basically almost done with Applejack. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about right now is like her hair right here. Because you can see from this point to this point, it starts lifting off of her body, and that is not what hair does. So I have to offset that. So it's because there's a slight motion. So I'm just kind of... So this is the stuff to me in animating that is usually not, or people don't know is done. Is all these little tiny things to just make things feel natural. Like here, when she clips, or from here to here, throughout the middle of this, the hair at the bottom here is actually clipping. You can see it actually go into the body here. And a lot of the times when it comes to a lot of these models, you can allow some kind of clipping. It's hair, it's body. They can mush and push together. So you can allow some clipping and it's not weird. But in this case, it's probably a bit much. So I would normally grab this at about like this point. I'll just pull it out a little bit, like as if it's sliding over the body. But I need to make sure that the way that it's working is not awkward. So here, when it kind of flips up, we're gonna just add a little, like, that's not the bone. We're gonna add a little bit of a flop to kind of give it that look, like it's kind of boop. And then from here to here, she is clipping again. So we're gonna move that out a bit more. And then when she's going from here, this is one of the reasons that her hair is a little annoying, but compared to Rarity's hair or Fluttershy's hair, I will not complain.
She got her hair all tied up. She's the only, for the one pony who doesn't care about fashion, she's the only character who always wears clothes.
It's one of those things that if you make it feel natural, if you try to at least do as close as you can to making it move natural, it's one of those details that makes everything. It helps. It's not like people are going to look at a specific amount of hair and say, "Wow, that looks better." They're instead going to take that along with everything else that's in the shot, and it becomes a part of making everything feel more natural. And so it's like just with the grass on the ground or anything, it's those small little details that hide the fact that it's just all fake, that it's all 3D models. It's to just make things, give the perception of reality. And if you don't do that, then you make things, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's that little bit of work can go a long ways in ways that people don't notice. I guess that's the best way to put it. Captain Jack puts Captain Kirk to shame. Jack will sleep with anyone or anything. Yeah, actually, one of my favorite moments was that, so Jack, and talking about Torchwood, is Captain Jack Harkness can't die. his backstory is that he was essentially he had died at some point in the previous time, but with Doctor Who, one of the ladies, the companions at the time, had went into the TARDIS, had interacted with it directly, and basically just controlled time for a short period of time, and she rewrote him back into history. In doing so, though, she wrote his life back in, but she didn't write in a death. So she basically put him back into life, but she never wrote him a death. So because of that, he cannot die. It is impossible for him to die. Every time he dies, he just comes back to life.
He does eventually die, though.
Kind of. He basically just fades out of existence.
He became the face of...
Yeah, so in a way, well, it's implied. It's not...
It's heavily implied.
Heavily implied, yes. But essentially, he cannot die. Anytime he dies, he just comes back to life because history has never wrote him a death. It's a weird way to look at history, but it's an interesting way. So he's an anomaly. Actually, at one point when he touches the TARDIS, which is the vehicle used for traveling through time and space, it is repulsed by him because it does not understand him. It sees him as an anomaly for time. And so he basically is stuck the same age. He is at the point of Torchwood. He's like 150 years old because he had popped back up in like the early 1900s, survived all of World War II, and he just exists. At one point, though, he is buried alive underneath the ground for thousands of years, and before the history of everything. And he basically survives under there for thousands of years, dying and reincarnating over and over again for thousands of years until somebody finds him. So basically coming to life, suffocating, dying, reliving, suffocating, dying, reliving for thousands of years. And when they find him, he tells them to put him back because he is not supposed to exist yet and then when he pops back up, there's a moment that was purposely built for him to be there. And when you look back, he had always been there. And it was just the writing for the time travel sometimes in Doctor Who and Torchwood is just fantastic, where they actually take into account some of that stuff.
I always did find it interesting that it's heavily implied he becomes...
Time locked. Okay, that's a good way to put it.
After enough time passes, he basically becomes the face of Bo.
It is, but I will say it's implied that he's the face of Bo.
He says that they used to call me the face of Bo, and he does notice he is aging slightly.
Yeah,
very,
it's
very slowly.
He basically, it is my headcanon too, and I think it's most even the writers, even though it's never been stated.
They kind of said
he's basically the face of Bo.
He did say they used to call me the face of Bo,
but it's more of like, oh my God, they even do that in the show. They're like.
Yeah.
It's never stated specifically, but it is the most accurate headcanon for such. And it makes sense, kind of. Because I think at that point he's like 2.5 million years old.
Super old. He basically said he took the long way around. And when he dies, he uses the remaining energy that Rose gave him to basically save a bunch of people or something. But he was pretty close to his, she basically supercharged him. He did have a death, but he had so much energy built inside of him that he would have to die over and over and over again to expend it.
I always just took it that he never, when she brought him back, if you're somebody that can see all of time, everything from beginning to end of time, and you bring somebody back to life,
yeah.
You are, being that you're in that moment, you are in control of completely of all of time.
Yeah.
That you would have to then bring them back, but also create a death.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they didn't exist. Nothing within all of history states that this person exists. So if you create them again, you need to ensure that they have a way to die because you have control of full time. And so it's like saying that it's like saying if you lived in a 2D universe and you could draw lines in a 2D universe, but then suddenly you had to control the 3D universe and you were drawing lines. Well, if you considered it and you looked at it only from a 2D perspective, you're only going to write them into living, but you forgot the whole rest of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what she did.
I figured what she did is she essentially brought him back to life, but because she didn't know how to control her powers, she brought him back to life and then some, essentially giving him so much time energy that was
What
basically
is time energy?
no, the wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
You can't just repeat what Luna said. Is it Luna said? No, that's the gray bearded one.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. That was just how they explain everything. But essentially,
Well, it's
she
because
just threw everything into him to bring him back to life. And he essentially was so supercharged that he could not die.
I don't like that theory.
I mean, it makes the most sense if you're gonna have the whole face of
Because he spent literally thousands of years dying. You would have thought that he would have burnt out all his energy.
But he also said he did age. He did outright state.
I could see that,
he
like,
did notice
time
some aging.
that time would maybe burn off on him a little bit. I don't know. It's the whole Rose really threw a wrench into things in season 1.
Yeah.
But the wrenches she threw into things were fascinating thought topics of, like, if you had control of time and you brought somebody back to life, and what you could potentially forget to do. It's like when you're only thinking about this tiny aspect of a huge spectrum, and the things that she ended up like seasons later. Tennant running into multiple situations of the what was the wolf thing?
Bad Wolf.
Bad Wolf, yeah. Seeing Bad Wolf replaced everywhere because she just replaced it through time there. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it showed that she had control of all of time there. She actually manipulated his times in the future.
Yeah.
Well, she manipulated the material in the time at that period, which is a little weird. But Doctor Who is the reason I love it is that they try their hardest to interpret science or put science in everything they do. It's not like in America where they're like, Star Trek, we can travel faster than light. How? Magic. And I don't like how a lot of America does this stuff. Doctor Who, are they scientifically accurate? Probably not. Not really. But they do their damnedest to stay as close as they can, which is... Well, no, if you were somebody that had a super advanced knowledge and you were trying to explain something that was much lower to you, but still advanced to another group, you would probably use similar language of like, yeah, I could go into this, but it's wibbly wobbly. It's his oversimplification of something because it's just not worth trying to breach that topic with somebody. So I think that the wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff it's a representation that we would give to a like indigenous tribe in Africa.
It could be like the original Doctor. Like if you go back and watch like the Fourth Doctor, it wouldn't be the original Doctor. And then they're like, he said, "We're Doctor." His explanation always was, "I'll explain it later, for another time," or something. They never explained anything. They always just like, "Oh, it's you wouldn't understand." It's how they always did it.
No, I love Doctor Who stuff, but I have not kept up on the last couple seasons. And like Michael said, it's not the actor. I think it was Jodie was her name. I thought that Jodie was an absolutely fantastic doctor for somebody that was jumping in trying to make like a female doctor variant. Perfect. Her acting was spectacular. I just didn't like the writing. The writing just didn't work for me. Something about it felt off. It didn't feel the same to me, and I just couldn't get attached to it. If it wasn't for her or the companions, I wouldn't have watched as much as I did. They were the saving grace for it. So the actors themselves were fantastic, but if it was Moffat still doing it, maybe it would have been better. But I just didn't like the writing. It just couldn't. It felt too politically charged, and it felt like it was. When you're looking at a show that is crossing a giant time spectrum, something that is crossing decades or millions of years even, and then they're trying to narrow it down to looking at very political topics of that time, that seems like you're going against the whole time spectrum thing, and it just didn't fit to me. Is that wrong? Maybe, probably not. It just didn't fit with me.
I like this song. Seems relaxing.
Actually, this song is actually... So when I got this track, the song group from Humble Bundle, I thought it was going to be like kind of meh stuff. This is one of those ones that was actually just really good. Like, legitimately good.
It is like, what, Celtic or something?
Yeah, I'd call it Celtic. I would probably categorize it Celtic. I don't know if it would be 100%, but it definitely would be falling in that category of... I think we're basically good on... Oh, I got to lock Apple Loom. Did I lock Apple Loom? I did. We're going to just double check her. Mainly... I do not like how jittery some of the bones can do. Jodie Whittaker. I don't think I saw it spelled, but I understand what you're saying. To say quantum nanotechnology this time. Time is not linear, or either is full of loops like a roller coaster. It depends. For Doctor Who, sure. But in reality, who the hell knows? Digs him up. Jack, put me back in the hole. I love that. The scene from Torchwood when he's pulled out and he just says like what is it? I'm sorry, or something. I can't remember what he says, but literally he had sat dying for thousands of years and was waiting for the one moment to be pulled out to say one phrase, even though the time gap from when he was put there to the point he was pulled out was literally minutes. It was so good. Jodie Whittaker could have been a good doctor. No, I think she's a great doctor. I don't think it was a could have. I think I think for her playing the character, for what she was given, fantastic. Whether or not she got bad writing or not, she took what she had and she made it work. I still don't like the writing as a whole, but looking at the very specific slice of the part that she had control of to be the character that she was, she absolutely nailed it. She perfect. If she wasn't, and I can't remember what the name of the older guy that was one of the companions, because there was like kind of 3 companions at that time. The older guy that was with that, I loved him. If him as a companion was also between her and him, those two alone were like, they were the ones that kept me watching a couple more episodes. I just couldn't get into it, and maybe I just watched some of the bad ones. Maybe there's some better ones.
Maybe they got better after the first season is all I can hope.
Yeah, because after that you're gonna get opinions, and you're gonna move forward based on those. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
because she did a great job. She just if bad stories.
If it was, to me, it was only the writing that I didn't like. I just wrote the same thing. If Moffat was there, not to say that he would have done a better job. Who the hell knows? I love Moffat's writing, and not just his writing, his directing, and the way that they did the camera and stuff with that. But I felt Jodie could have had better writing for sure. As soon as they had an analogy or a direct comparison to Trump in Doctor Who, not to say because I'm American and seeing a reference to Trump, I wasn't a fan of Trump as it was, but the fact that they were putting such in and as something that was covering such immense amounts of time and trying to make an analogy to just that moment felt so anti-Doctor Who. Whether or not it was a correct thing to do doesn't matter to me. It just didn't feel Doctor Who.
I feel like they've done that kind of stuff in the past with previous Doctors with British politicians. But I think because, as from an American's perspective, them doing it with an American politician, I think that's where it felt
different. Maybe. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you don't really follow.
So okay,
British
yeah,
politicians.
maybe. And I don't care if they made fun of Trump or not. It just felt like they were trying to put a pin in a specific point of time to make it relevant when it's a show that is based on the irrelevance of time. Yeah, and that just felt weird to me. I always felt that the show was already progressive in many, many ways. Torchwood, especially. Jack Harkness was very much of I don't care if it moves, I can love it type thing. But no, it maybe got better. I haven't watched it for years, so I do want to go back to it to see if maybe it's improved. I just don't know. So it might be me. You know what? I just put red on this, but I want to make green. We'll figure it out. Oh, we're actually over time. Mm-hmm. But
I figured you'd be done as soon as your drink was gone.
But no, I think this one is all done. Like Apple Bloom there's no tail movement, but I don't care on her because it all comes down to, like, I can look at Apple Bloom, but she is there only because she's going to be used later.
She's hovering.
Yeah, I just realized that. My idea is I look at this, you can see this little gradient here, and I could see there's a little bit of a gradient.
I want to voice a British pony. There's Doctor Hooves. He was a British pony. Yes, Derpies. Yay, Derpies.
I got a lot.
Though he was voiced by Peter New, not a very not British person.
But I will say, he did a pretty good job.
I don't like his version of Discord, but you can't ever really replace John Delancey.
But he did a Discord?
In Pony Life, he's Discord.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of it.
I haven't heard it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I will give him credit. Peter New is pretty good at trying to, like, interpret other characters. But John Delancey is an iconic voice. It doesn't matter how close you try to be, you're always going to be a little bit off.
I will give Peter New some credit. He's not trying to be John Delancey when he does Discord's voice. And I think that's an interesting way to go about it. But, I mean, when I see Discord, I can't help but think John Delancey, so...
Yeah, no, I will... John Delancey, to me, is... And it's not just about being Discord, but he was literally probably one of the best people to play that character.
Yeah, well, the character was pretty much designed for him. They're like,
Well,
they
really, it
essentially
should be.
designed Q.
No, it should be. Like, if you're going to make a character for a show, you can't just make a character and then find a voice to match. You're going to make a character, find a voice to match, and then modify that character to match as closely to that as possible. So, but to me, yeah, I felt like it was a pretty... they were built for each other.
Yeah, that was a character created for John Delancey to play. There's no doubt. So anybody else playing him just doesn't feel right.
Okay. Okay. Well, this shot is done. This is one of the more complicated shots. After this, there's no feet visible. I mean, definitely have to build the background. But you filled some trees in, voila, whatever, don't care. And here, this one's going to be easy. I got to remove Derpy.
Oh, well, fix her first.
Why?
So that she can be in the shot.
Okay,
Have a right
fixed.
distractor. No.
I do have to add the steering wheel back in. The thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. Anyway, this one. So in terms of complexity, middle, easy, super easy, easy-ish, easy.
You've already pretty much finished that one. Do you have to, though?
Yes, I do. Kind of. So I have to put trees in.
Okay.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm not looking at anything.
Okay. No, if I put any grass in here, I have to go all the way to this line right here. If I don't want to go to that line, it means no grass. So it means no grass. I'm not going to worry. If anybody even looked over here, I don't care. I'm going to put some trees in, whatever. So I'm going to say easy. Easy-ish. I'll probably just do trees. Easy-ish. Super easy. And these are already done. Kind of. I do have to lock in her limbs and stuff. And play with the lighting a little bit because I don't know if it works for daytime. If you can't explain the science, just say science words and it'll be fine. Really, convincing people of the truth only comes down to making them think you're telling the truth. You could say anything you want as long as you can be believable enough. That's all that matters. Believable enough is believable.
Yeah, I was actually trying to figure out. Speaking of that, I was actually reading the Australia books, and I was trying to understand this language in the books. Like I was trying to translate it, and then found out it was mostly all gibberish.
Does Murder Barn still exist? Murder Barn. Is it this one?
Murder Barn does whatever a Murder Barn does. You have to actually...
Oh, there it is. So yes, Anger Barn does exist. I have not gotten rid of it. It shall exist for as much time as time exists. Yeah, the character was pitched like Q from Star Trek, and the showrunner was, well, in that case, let's get John to do the role. If that works, that works.
Yeah.
That's not saying Judy is a good actress, but because of bad writing, she delivered a subpar Doctor. No, I will disagree with that. I think that the writing was about the story as a whole. I didn't like the stories that were told. The Doctor that they presented was the Doctor for the most part. She did absolutely fantastic for what she... I mean, maybe I'm doing a good job of segmenting what she was given for what was presented, and I felt that she did fantastic for what she was given. I thought when you originally think that you're going to change a Doctor that has been traditionally male into a female role that has already been shown in previous seasons that such is possible, that it would be taken not negatively, but harshly, and where you're going to be looked at not just on the normal level of a normal Doctor, but you're going to be given these extra requirements to try to match up to. And she surpassed that. Like, she did a great job on trying to fit what people thought was not only a Doctor, but what a female Doctor would be. And is that different? No. It's not, and it shouldn't be any different. It is the same person in the same body, just with a
new body,
going from a male to a female. And she basically still made it feel like it was the same person in there. Not the same idea or the same name, but the same person. That is where she was fantastic at. It wasn't about just changing something. It was the same thing. And she was able to keep it the same. That is where she excelled in. The writing was poor around her, but she kept the same person in the same body, and with the confusion that went along with that, and everything. That is where I felt she did fantastic on. Yes, I kind of don't like that. I'm just sitting on the shot. I finished the slogging through book 8 of Australia. And I'm officially burnt out on it for now. 1/3 of it could be tossed out and not harm the story in any way. I would have feel that way. So as you go through Australia, I'm going to feel like that's going to get more and more the case. But in a way,
I don't want it to end.
I feel in a way, is there a lot of extra stuff put in there? Sure. But you kind of get to a point where eventually it's going to end. And it's nice. By having them slog things out and extending the story, it kind of makes it feel like you're just getting more out of the story. There's a lot more there. Does it take longer to get to the end of it? Sure. But there's this huge amount of world building.
It's not a race, is the thing.
Well, you're at the race point right now.
Well, I'm like halfway through book 4.
Yeah, I know. That's a race compared to later. It starts slowing down to where there's just so much more detail put into things.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that because things take longer to progress, but at the same time, you're just getting more out of it. It takes longer, sure, but you feel like you're just enjoying the universe more. Maybe it's going to take longer to get to the end of the story, but as long as they finish it, I don't care. Whether or not they do, who knows?
I really want them to finish it. If they don't finish it, I'm going to be so sad.
No. You should be a narrator, Argo, by the way you're explaining about stuff. Maybe VA would be better. Probably not. So
what about me? I have an amazing British accent.
I'm British. No, the one reason that I don't I've never wanted to do VA stuff is that talking normally as yourself, to me, I have no problem with that. Talking as me, like just describing stuff. But I am very bad at trying to identify a character or be somebody else. I am not good. Like, we tried doing an RPG, like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing a while ago. I didn't really enjoy it as much. Not that the person running it was bad. No, he was doing great.
They did kill me.
Yeah, a little bit, but he fucked up. But and it wasn't any of that. It was just that I am very bad at identifying myself as anybody other than me as a person. I cannot become and identify myself as somebody else. And that's what a voice actor would need, is to be able to put themselves and become somebody else. I am legitimately unable to do that. So I can present a decent voice, sure, but it's because it's me. If it comes down to me presenting me, sure, I can do that perfectly. But if you were to ask me to present somebody else, I could not do that. It would be me representing that person, and that is not the same thing. So, but it's also because I've just spent years on here that I've learned. I go into the different modes. I have streaming mode and I have like normal talk mode. Why am I looking at Barn? I don't want to look at Barn anymore. We're going to look at like Applejack face.
It's like,
There.
yeah.
We're going to do that. So look at her nose.
When the cat kicks
But anyways, so we're good. We're already a half hour over. So we're going to be good for today. Let me go back to chatting here. So just to get it off the screen. There's Michael. Hello. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Let me close this. Save. I saved. Wow, congratulations to me. Nonetheless, thank you guys for hanging out and having this like awkward conversation for us.
Doctor Who.
One.
It's big soup time.
Yeah, this is very important. This is very important stuff. If I'm going to end on anything, I want it to be a big soup time. Forgot the stream. Hello, Spider Kid. Thank you. We are just ending actually now, so I apologize to you. I don't think I've seen you on here before. So thank you for popping in nonetheless. And thank you, Nolan, nonetheless. But thank you for Spider Kid for showing up. We're already half hour over. We will be streaming again on Sunday at 6 p.m. whatever 3.5 hours is earlier from your time right now. We will be streaming some more Fallout 76. Our goal potentially on this Sunday is to try to launch a nuke on Fallout 76. I have the idea that in the future I want to see if we can get a couple of people from streams, Twitch subs, or from people on Discord to try to get a group together within a private server to try to launch 3 nukes at once, just for fun. That won't be this Sunday, but it might be in the future. Maybe the Sunday after or the Sunday after that. I'm not sure. Ideas are not truth. So I want to see if that we can. Can you? Yes. Maybe. I don't know if they changed that.
It's really hard.
No, it's not. You
have to get everybody has to get enough nuclear codes.
All the nuclear codes are the same.
Are they?
Yeah, all of them are identical. It's just 3 different sites to go to. So you get everybody. You get 3 different groups. So in a private server, you can only have 8 people. So you get groups of 2 to 3 people. You go through there. You get everybody down there, and then you wait till coordinate so everybody's down there at the same time, and then you get everybody at the same time to launch them all at the same time, and then you just pick a spot.
Gotta have team granny.
No, but thank you for coming, Spider Cat. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Team Granny. It's not Team Granny. Raid Mid-Prem. Did you guys just pop up?
No.
Was she streaming?
Yes, they want you to raid her.
Okay, we're gonna raid Mid-Prem then. Okay, so stick around because we're gonna raid Mid-Prem. Mid-Prem is a great pony artist.
She draw a good horse.
She does draw a good horse. So we're gonna pop up over there. Nonetheless, thank you guys all. No, we're on Mid-Prem. Thank you guys all for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Go over there. Tell her how great she is at art because she is fantastic. Support your local artists. Nonetheless, thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. I always forget about raids. They're very important. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Good boy. This is my wave.
As soon as I click the button, I haven't clicked it yet. We're going to click it.
I'm going to keep waving goodbye.
It's right here. It's right here. I'm teasing you. It's like I'm tickling the button.
Get like
That's really
exhausted. And then this is me waving goodbye.
We're cool.
Okay.
But I cannot, it does not pop me in.
Oh, you should fix that.
Oh, there we go.
I should take this with me.
It's still echoing.
Holy crap, okay. Welcome. I draw art just like this piece. Where's the camera?
What is she drawing? Is that a muffin?
Over here.
There's a muffin.
It's a muffin, but there's no turkey.
Well, I gotta stop recording.
Backstories, do stuff from her.
Hello, Knightley. How are you doing, Knightley? I know you're going to be looking at this at some point, so I'm just going to say hello, Knightley. Hi. Nobody else can see this, so okay.
Bye,
I'm going
Knightley.
to stop recording now.
Thank you, boss, for the follow. Hi. Welcome. How was the stream, Argo? What did you bring? Or was the game ready? Hi, Edward.
See that here?
Hello, much love. Did you do poems? Did you do poems? What kind of poems? Like fantasy stuff? I appreciate it. Oh shoot, I don't know. This is my portfolio piece apparently. I hope you all enjoy this this thing that I have created tonight. It is definitely a representation of everything that I do make. Nothing is normal. Everything is permitted. And it is too late to feel shame. You see Chrysalis with hands. I was requested to draw an Autobot, and I'm not familiar with the franchise, so I went to YouTube, and YouTube showed me the 30th most popular Autobot, who is named Brains. So Chrysalis is transforming into Brains.